What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm your host, Shaq Morris.
I'm your host, Morr-isMoore.
And this is the Morr-isMoore podcast. First off, this episode is brought to you by Crestview Wine and Spirits. Okay? Go to crestviewliquor.com, check out what they have, and you can definitely see it's more than a liquor store. Okay? I'm talking about grills, grilling tools, wood, everything. I almost bought a green egg. You know what a green egg is? Yeah, so tell them where the address is, man. Let them.
Here, what's the green egg first? Tell me what that is.
The green egg is
There ain't no ham.
It's no green eggs and ham. You got a little, I think a little smoke action in there, grilling smoke action. You ever grilled before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, man. So thank you to our sponsor. And if you want to be a sponsor on this episode, just hit us up wherever you are and contact us and let us know if it's a good, relationship, we can do it.
Yep, and you can head down to Crestview Wine and Spirits here in Wichita, Kansas. It's at 12627 East Central Ave, Building 200.
And it's a beautiful place. As soon as you walk in, you're going to know it's home. Let's go. And without further ado,
We got a special man here today.
episode 6, our very special, yes, you are very special, our very special guest that we've been waiting for since before episode 1 was ever shot. This guy right here, Brandon. Brandon, welcome to the Morr-isMoore podcast, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Hey, no, for real.
We're happy to have you.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Big time. Anything you got, Race?
I was going to let you start this out if you want.
You want me to start out? All right, anyway.
I got loads.
Obviously, I think we got to address the elephant in the room. Number one being, straight out the gate, fellas, I'm a believer. Race is not. He's a atheist that don't like to be called an atheist.
There you go.
Is it because you're more agnostic or what?
Yeah,
I think
it's
it
a
would be
hybrid, but I don't want to be related to religion itself.
Okay, so do you know what agnostic is?
Yeah, essentially, you're not a believer unless there is a reason to believe, per se.
Yeah, it's like it
proof
could
given.
be, couldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess you kind of put me there, but more of like I'm against that. So there's just no label for me, and I'm happy.
Yeah, and then Brandon, I'll let you identify yourself in that case. I don't want to be wrong. So.
Yeah, no. So I'm an atheist. I'm a member of the TST, the Satanic Temple, which is an atheist organization. We don't actually believe in Satan.
Yeah.
If they did, I wouldn't be a member of that organization.
Fair enough.
Because then that would mean you would have to believe in something, right?
Yeah. I'd believe in. I'm not gonna say magical, just out of respect to you.
No.
Those higher powers, I just don't see it. If you believe in the devil, you'd believe in God. I just don't believe in either.
Go hand in hand.
And I respect that because, when we first met, especially somebody like myself who's grew up Christian, this and that, I'm always like, oh, Satanic Temple? Yeah, they worship the devil. It is what it is. And that's just, how do you worship the devil and not, you know what I mean? So for you putting perspective on that, for me, actually, no, we don't believe in anything. But why Satanic Temple and not the Lord's Temple or something like that?
Or atheism
or
temple?
God, yeah, or something like that.
I can't speak on it. I joined probably 2 years ago. I did my research back then. I haven't really looked into it too much lately. I've been kind of staying on track with it. I think the reason why they chose that is they can get the name out there. Because if you go the Lord's Temple, then everyone just assumes you're
a church
Christian.
Yeah.
And choosing the Satanic Temple, obviously, you're going to get more media coverage off of that. And it's not, they chose Satanic Temple just to piss off Christians or anything like that. They chose Satan since he is seen as a rebel to rebel against the church being so involved with lawmaking. They want to see the separation of church and state.
I like that a lot.
Chose it as a rebel, not as a big old F you to everyone.
Yeah.
Maybe we're Temple of Satanists.
Yeah.
Think about it.
You said you too?
I said maybe we are.
I don't know.
You want to remove church from state? Especially church involvement?
Hey, the church is tax free, so I don't.
Yeah, they don't pay taxes, bro.
What
That's
about
crazy.
hold on,
He pays
hold on.
all their taxes.
That's a good. They do. They
Yeah,
pay taxes.
all their taxes. So
But-
wasn't
but would
it
you-
used as a tax charge?
So,
So hold on. Question. Now this is throwing me somewhere totally different. Now, would you say that's a religion? Basically,
Say what?
the Satanic Temple, it's the TS.
Yeah, it's a religious
So
organization.
then why are they taxing y'all but not taxing
Why do you think?
Christians, Christian churches?
No, the Satanic Temple chooses to pay their taxes.
Oh, so they could if
So
they
they
didn't
aren't-
have to if they wanted to.
Yeah, because they don't want to give anyone ammo like, oh, we did that
Damn.
as a tax dodge or a revenue maker, like sell merch and
Oh, that's
collect profit off of it.
Smart. Yeah, it's
'Cause
smart to
that'd
stay
be a
in
bad
line,
look.
right? Yeah,
Well, okay, I see that.
that's very true. Do you know? Doesn't Scientology not have to pay taxes too?
No, they
I would
don't.
doubt that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think
That's
anything-
crazy.
Any religious
Yeah,
organization
correct
is
us if we
tax-free.
wrong. It should.
I mean,
be.
my household is a religious organization, but I got to pay my taxes. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Put
Okay.
that on the record.
So, speaking of that, I know a little bit about what do you call it? TST?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, TST. So, before we get into that portion, and if you have any other questions that like intersect, hop on in. When did you stop being like Christian, or did you even grow up Christian?
I grew up as Lutheran for the majority of my life. I went to a Lutheran preschool, and I was baptized, all of that. Grew up. I really didn't go to church much as a kid, but
Same.
religious was a lot of my life, like believing in the virtues. And there were just, as I grew up, I started questioning it more, seeing things going on in the world, and I just couldn't believe in a loving God that's all-powerful that would let there be starvation and all those bad things out in the world. So I started to become agnostic, and I felt I didn't want to be wishy-washy on it. If I'm going to commit to not being religious, I need to go all the way.
Okay.
That's the type of person I am.
Commit.
Yeah, I want to commit to something. If I see the value, or if I believe in the values, I'm going to commit to that fully. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm kind of religious, kind of not, kind of thing. I wanted to separate myself from it and
Make a decision.
yeah, instead of just hanging on and being like, oh, I am this, or I may be this, I may not be this, I don't really know.
Yeah.
Just shit or get off the pot kind of thing.
But you're still, would you say you still have an open mind to revisiting that decision at some point?
Absolutely. If there was, so the organization I'm a part of, we believe in strictly science. If the facts point to this way, that's the way we go. That goes in all of our logic making. So we don't really want to believe in something that's not scientifically proven. So it's logical. It's all about
based
logic.
on logic.
Yeah, so if something came up like, oh, irrefutable proof, there's God. Oh, shit, there's God. I believe in that.
Wow.
It's logic.
So then, what about the people who control that science that you look at as, oh, that's irrefutable proof? Do you not think that they can lie?
They could.
Or they withhold or don't have certain type of knowledge or facts?
Yeah, no, I believe that goes on quite a bit, but the best thing about science is once there's something proven through science, they give you the process and you can test that process
The
yourself.
hypothesis, yeah.
Yeah, you test that yourself and you get the same exact results.
Yep.
So if 100 atheist scientists, 100 Christian scientists get the same result, that's irrefutable proof.
I like that. That's deep.
Good way to fact check.
Yeah.
I was going to ask too, excuse me, you may know as well, what is the, like, I guess it's a subsection Lutheran, right? What's different than that than just being Christian or Catholic? Or I guess to say just the level
I'm
of
not
Christian.
sure.
You don't have the details. Do you have anything on Lutheran?
Now, ask that
Like
question one more
Methodist?
time.
Like Lutheran and Methodist.
I don't
The
know
differences?
what. I don't know what Lutheran is for sure.
Okay.
I've heard of it before. When I was little, I was just like, Lucifer?
Oh God.
Lucifer? I didn't know.
Mm.
But I know it's different denominations in Christianity. That, you know, people are like Baptists, and some people don't believe you need to be baptized, and then there's other people. I even know there's Christians out there that won't. If you're Lutheran and I'm Baptist, I won't deal with you, because that's how different their beliefs are,
That's crazy.
and they got different beliefs in when the rapture is, when it's not. But they all use the Holy Bible, though.
The one thing I really didn't like, well, there's a lot of things I didn't like about the Lutheran Church, but one thing that still bugs me to this day is, so my grandma, she was very involved in the church, and they have those gender roles, so all the men in that church make the decisions while they all do their cleaning and cooking crap, but the women aren't allowed to vote for decisions for the church there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
No,
old
I've
school.
That's
I've
super
heard of some
old
stuff
school.
like that before too. I mean, and then again, you go back to the Bible, where you got people who take literally of, you know, you're my rib. God pulled women from Adam's rib and created them. So it goes as deep as even some people that believe, you know, men are made in the image of God. Men specifically, not women.
Oh yeah.
Men, and that, you know, they are more righteous than a woman would be. Because think about this though. All right, so let's pull away from that. Now think about in the Garden of Eden, the story. You've heard the story, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, why did the devil he didn't go straight to Adam? Why did he try to get to Adam through, first off, get to God through Adam, but first through Eve? Why?
Don't cancel me. Is it because women are weaker?
This dude.
Don't cancel.
Morally, that would make sense in that sense. Like, oh, she's more vulnerable to me trying to take her off the path. I
can
don't
see that.
believe that.
Race, what do you
Well,
think?
In this scenario, wasn't she newer?
Yeah, she was
Like they
newer,
made
but
him so technically like more younger, more ignorant, or not ignorant, innocent. You know,
So,
But how much newer is she?
whether a day.
Like a
yeah,
day?
it's not even.
But if you're a day old or 2 days old, and so's a day old, you're
I
pretty
mean,
old.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait,
wait,
you brought that
before
up.
you
Never
jump.
mind.
But
I'm trying to fix something over here. That's what I'm doing.
But-
by the way.
the devil strategically tried to go after Eve because he knew that if he could take his support system first, if he could corrupt that person that he needed to lean on most, his spouse, and that them two being the only people in the world, he'll eventually have to listen to her, right? If he came straight to Adam, he'll be like, no, I'm not listening to you. What for? You just a snake in the garden. And my God told me not to do this. But if he could get that person to convince him, you see what I'm saying? So like women are actually way stronger than what we perceive them as.
So the opposite was true.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? So I mean, and you got people that like believe in because Eve did that, that's why women have periods and stuff to this day. For real. But
Lord.
because like they help the devil corrupt men. So that's why choosing a wife to this day, you gotta choose a woman who's tight knit and a believer. Just let y'all know. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah. So like, I believe definitely growing up, it's tough because all over the world, even if you're watching this, our parents, whoever they are as people, they try to pull us into something to just accept, right? And just say, hey, this is the truth. This is the way. No matter if it's Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, whatever, right? And that's what you're supposed to know as a kid. And you try to follow that because of your parents. Or like, Race, you as a parent, you're like, hey, no, I'm going to just let my kid can believe if he wanted to.
Yeah, you decide.
Yeah, you decide.
What makes the most sense to you, go for it.
But, so like, where, and you told me you kind of grew up in that Lutheran area or believing. Where or what made you peel away from that specifically?
I mean, there's a lot. I don't see how. I hate to say it this way. I don't like to see how God can be a good person when there's war, genocide, starvation, murder out there doing all of these terrible things in the world. When I know the idea of free will, but it's just, it doesn't sit well with me, and it's not a God I want to believe in.
Yeah.
If he is out there. I mean, I've told you the personal story of why I finally decided to go away from the church.
Yeah, you have.
Just a bad experience with someone who is very close to me, a fatherly figure, not my father, passed away, and they turned his death into a reason, oh, this is why you should go to the church. That doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
It should be more than you're afraid of going to hell to join the church, because it just boils down to I don't want to be a murderer because I'm afraid of jail.
I want my ticket to paradise.
Yeah, it should
so I won't do these bad things.
I don't want to live in fear my entire life to make sure I go to the good place. I'd rather just have my morals that guide me that I've gotten growing up and be a decent human being instead of being afraid, which makes me a decent human being, because I think that's very ingenuine, and I don't think you deserve paradise if you're doing it out of fear.
Race, what about
Very
you?
good.
I like that.
I fall in line with a lot of that exactly. But
exactly.
Specifically, what are you asking for me to elaborate on?
Just because you had a path where you were kind of from a kid.
Like, grew up Christian
exactly.
and moved away.
Grew
up. We had to go to Bible school for like a summer. We go to church every once in a while. My family is still to this day is mainly Christian, but nothing made sense. I made prayers that never became true, so I just kept thinking more and more and more, and I realized one day, like, this doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of hard to put that in place because when you have a couple of us, but also you couldn't see my side. I can't see your side because it's a feeling.
Yeah.
Just the way you say, you feel God's love and such, I feel the absence of that making any type of sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's too outlandish to me in a lot of ways. I just can't get on with it. But a God can be either all good or all powerful, right? That's what it comes down to. And it's like, well, there's too much bad in the world for him to be all powerful. So he's not all good.
Okay. And for
He's
me,
all good. He ain't got nothing going on.
So I don't know if y'all think I've always had a perfect relationship with God. I've had questions too. As I grew up, I was super strong in church. My dad was a pastor and everything. My mom was the first lady of the church, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And but as I grew up, and I kind of peeled away from my family because of sports and going to college and all of this stuff, right? I started to get my own questions too. So like each and every way, it just seems like it aims towards having questions or something that don't make sense. And I'll specifically this episode get into what doesn't make sense to me in the Bible, of what made me start peeling away, but I've came back. was specifically this one thing. Is in Ephesians in the Bible. Race could pop it up. This verse right here, where the verses before it, it says, children, be obedient to your parents. Listen, blah, blah, blah. Parents, treat your kids like this. This is Paul talking to believers.
I remember this one.
Around the church in the Bible at this point in Ephesians. And he's giving out rules. From, and then right after children, be obedient to your parents. Parents, treat your children like this. Let them teach them the ways so they can follow God. And then it says slaves. Slaves, be obedient to thy master. / as you would God himself. And then it goes to say, masters, treat your slaves with this type of respect or whatnot, blah, blah, blah. In an even older version, I believe it says you be beaten with many lashes and all of this other stuff. So then I had to stop, and I'm like, okay. And I'm in college at this point. And I'm like, okay, wait. If God is saying this, it's parents and children till this day. In every other instance in the Bible that he's referring to these laws to follow to be more godlike. But what about slaves? So because I'm not a slave, does that mean I don't have to listen to this? Or if I was enslaved today, do I have to listen to this? Do I treat somebody as I would God himself if they're my master?
And would God want you to? Exactly.
So I'm like, hold the hell up. I didn't know about this. I don't know what the heck to think about it. And so I went, I peeled away from God or our relationship for a while. But then I had to find myself because I still had a relationship with God. I don't know if you two know what it's like to have a relationship. Of course, like you said, I was praying for things and they weren't happening. It's not like...
I've always known the idea, but I could never tell you 100% that I've felt what you say you feel.
Yeah.
There's no way I could tell you that because
that comes
I feel like I would know, right?
That comes with true acceptance of the Holy Spirit in you. I know you said possession, but Holy Spirit in your heart.
Well, the thing with that too is I think of it as a psychological thing. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't discredit at all.
No.
That's like an acceptance within yourself, which is powerful.
You won't offend me. It's perspective.
But but I think it's more of like you've accepted it. You've come so wholeheartedly to it that's the feeling that you generate that feeling, which is a good thing still. God or not, that's still a good thing.
So you said something to me where you said,
want the best for yourself.
You said something to me a few episodes ago. You said, we are God.
Yeah.
Right?
Another theory, at least.
And the Holy Spirit is letting God into you. So if you never connect to that Holy Spirit of God into you, then you'd never tap into you being God. If you understand my drift.
Yeah.
You don't have that relationship.
It's the other way around is what you're saying.
Yeah, you don't have that relationship with God in you. That's just my perspective. Again.
That's your perspective.
But, so I've had questions. I totally get that. It peeled me away pretty hard. I always been a good guy, but it just kind of, made me question for a long time. Am I a damn slave or should I be a slave? Am I doing what Paul is saying to do in the church correctly? Because I know some of my ancestors were slaves. So did we break away from that and we just don't have to worry about this rule anymore in the Bible?
So that's actually a perfect example of the issues I have with religion is I don't know 100% fact, but I'm going to go out with a safe assumption that the religious scripture has been manipulated by man to benefit themselves, and we might be so far away from what the original truth was. That's really one of the biggest issues I have.
You're completely right. But what I've come to actually understand by deep critically thinking is that what you just said, people try to blame that on God of letting it be. Oh, well, man did this, so then it's wrong. Like, yes, Christianity has been used for power and control. The Holy Bible has been used for power and control over nations and people and stuff. But when you understand from, exactly. But when you understand from the jump that this is, the devil was in the Garden of Eden. He wanted to manipulate humanity from the jump. So it was the devil that tried to use this in a negative way so people could not follow this and be closer to God, because he want them to be with him. He want humanity not to be God's perfect creation and to taint it and take as many souls as he can with him.
I thought the point of Lucifer rebelling was because God loved humanity even with all of their imperfections. Though.
Exactly. That's what but God looked at humanity from the beginning as his perfect creation. And he loaned, still to this day, even though the devil has tainted from the beginning his creation. So, like, imagine me, and I've done this with Race. Imagine me putting a Picasso on the wall, and I'm like, damn, that's perfect right there. And then Race come throw some red paint on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All through history, he been putting little more red dots there. Boom, 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 trying to mess it up. But I'm trying to save as much as I can. And so, therefore, it's like, well, damn, like, I got to do something to send my people, let them know I'm here. So then he sent himself, Jesus Christ, through Mary, died for their sins. Now he can save as many as he can, but he just need people to believe it and know his way, know his breadcrumbs, and that's just is what it is. It's easy. I mean, like, I could be still to this day, if I didn't have the relationship I have with God, I could be sitting here with y'all like, hell yeah, I'm an atheist too. That Satanic Temple sound great to me.
Let me get my card. What do you guys think about the idea that there was proof, like plenty of proof of God, but it was covered up? Like, specifically covered up by the world, so that way you would not be a part of God.
I can see that.
I think look at the stars
I play both
and the
sides.
moon. Look at the stars and the moon, right?
Yeah.
And we're spherical, and this how this work. They already trying to do that, bro.
True.
with his own creation,
but I'm
they
saying,
trying
just
to lie
imagine,
to us.
like, you know, in a world where we are helping that. You know what I mean?
As in
and you're not. Like, God is very real specific, yeah, and they've been covering it up forever, and it's always been meant to mislead you. But I feel so bad.
How do you
I'm
cover
like, damn, like,
how do you cover up God? How do you cover up God? He's all powerful. He could be like, "Hey, that's true. I'm here."
But look,
yeah, there's
that's
no
the
way.
thing about that though. So if he like come down here and say, "Hey, yo, I'm here,"
he's
it's
shy.
Me. What's up? What's up, Brandon? I know everything about you. This, and that, and that.
Dude, if he knew everything about me, stuff I've never shared with people, I would be like, "You're either me from the future, or you're God."
No, so.
I'd be pretty proud of myself if that was me for the future.
He does know everything about you, but why does he have to come show you? Why do you need the proof? Look.
Put himself in our shoes.
Okay, but look. He's already came. And we've killed him.
But that was hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
But he knew we would do that, though.
Exactly.
So why wouldn't he just do it again?
He is coming again.
Yeah, he can do it unlimited times, couldn't he? He can do it every day.
Yeah, he would. He can come here and
never. Lives. He got unlimited.
Listen, I wouldn't want to worship a God if he came here every day, took a bullet in the head, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm good because I'm God, and now because you shot me, go to hell, and you serve me."
I mean, if he didn't do
Brandon,
that,
let me show you this. Oh, magic. Oh, yep, I'm God. You want to die with me?
If he came down every day and was like, "I'm going to keep coming down until you guys are all saved. I'll die as many times as I have to." I'd believe in that God.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good God, I think.
That'd be a good fucking God.
See, I wouldn't. To me, that's
what's the reason for ambiguity? Like, why is he so ominous in a different realm and we can't see him? I guess I will never be able to like understand fully why you have to believe rather than be given that. Because it works, right? It definitely works because it's like, well, that's the process.
Yeah.
But it also works to be like, well, you can't say it's not real or not because it's belief.
Yeah.
You have to believe. It gives it a really nice spot to exist.
I understand that.
It's hard.
So now think about it. And I've asked you this question before, so I'm going to ask Brenda. Now, Brenda, if you were God and you created this exact place where we are today, how would you proceed? You want it to be a perfect world, right? No crimes, no nothing.
I wouldn't say perfect.
So
world.
no free will.
I wouldn't say perfect world because that's just taking our humanity away to take away our choices. But
free will. Cha-ching.
But I would definitely solve starvation, genocide, stuff like that.
He's giving us the power to do it as humans.
Yeah.
But I'm not making it God's choice. Y'all making it God's choice. We, as humans, have made the choice to say, forget that. We're going to let everybody hit the lottery for $1 billion instead. We're going to give all the damn fortune to 1%. We're going to have people here in this world starving just so these people can thrive and have whatever the hell they want. That's our choice. If we all came together and said, you know what, forget about being rich, forget about working, let's just live and help as many as we can out. As one, can you imagine what the world would be today?
That would be the world I'd want to live in.
We need more people. Hear me out. You're a good person.
Of course.
You put yourself in the 99th percentile.
I try to be.
Brandon? Same? Same. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying you are the same.
I don't believe that pause.
I was looking at you.
Race? I guess you're a good person.
We all good people. We all
try to be the best people we can be. That's the point, right?
Yeah.
Just to let them know, yes, everybody in here is a great freaking person.
So we all question. That's where you can kind of see the coalition there. Like we all question, and we are also morally upper tier good people. I mean upper tier as in like we put in the effort to be good people.
Yeah.
As some people may just live neutral, or negative, or just slightly positive. Is that the key? Do you think because we question things that we actually think about our actions more than other people? And how it affects other people?
I would agree with that.
Why would you agree with that, B?
Just if you're paying attention to what you do and how it affects other people, you might get some guilt back, and you're just wanting to put more good out in the world by questioning your choices rather than, oh, I want to do this, so I'm going to do it. I don't care how it affects race.
Or not even that. Just I'm just going to do this thing.
Yeah.
There's no I don't care if it affects
This
race.
sounds
You're
fun.
not thinking about that.
Yeah,
right?
This sounds fun. I'm going to do it. Oh, I ran race over with my car. Oops, but I had a good time.
Yeah. As opposed to people that have guilt and realize, oh, I did this thing. I didn't even think this far necessarily, and it caused someone else harm, pain, agony, whatever. In the future, I know not to do that again.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people out there that don't learn from mistakes, not just in the normal way, but as in how your mistakes affect other people.
Yeah, and that is actually a great segue into one of the virtues of the Satanic Temple.
Are they called virtues, tenets?
They're called tenets, yes.
Okay. I was going to ask you about the tenets, so that's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I can read them off here.
Yeah, read them off, dissect them if you can as you go through.
I'm going to plug my ears. No.
No, so these
I'm joking.
kind of go with the... Wow, that is really worn out. I'm going to pull it up
pull
on
up
my
on your
phone.
That's no worries.
Because that is a lot easier.
So while you do that, I had something else a part of what we just spoke about. I think I've kind of lost it. What was the last thing you were talking about?
I forgot, man.
I got a quick question for you, Race, while I'm thinking about it.
I got it now, so when you're ready.
So you mentioned you used to pray. Do you feel comfortable sharing the last time you prayed and what that prayer was?
He's prayed this year.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I did.
Feel comfortable sharing that?
Did I tell you about it or something?
No.
Okay.
I'm
pretty sure I did it because of someone's health. And simply because of that. Or no. It might have been my sister. I think I prayed with them because they pray for me every night. They pray for like our family and each individual person, including me. Amen. So I have major respect for that because even if I don't feel any value in the prayer itself, it's what they hold a prayer to be, and what that means to them. That's what I respect. And what I appreciate.
That is what your relationship is with God.
That's the energy they're putting in. No, it's the thoughtfulness. As far as I'm concerned, praying will do nothing for me. But since they take the time and energy to put a thought in their head about me and for me
this is
positively, that's what matters to me.
This is what I was going to say about when you said you prayed and you seen nothing happen. Because a lot of people do this.
When I grew up, I prayed wrong.
It ain't
no,
it's not a wrong way to do it.
When I say wrong, I would be playing video games.
It's not.
And I'm like, God, let me beat this boss. Like, that's wrong.
It's not a wrong way to pray.
He doesn't care about that.
It's not a wrong way to pray.
Okay.
But I'm saying some people treat prayers like a genie. You rub this bottle and see what God will do. Right? Like me, I was a kid. I was 12 years old. My daddy gave me a whooping. And I was mad as hell. Went in the room, I prayed as hard as I ever prayed to this day for him to just go away. God, Jesus, please, I don't want him in my life no more. Blah, 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 blah. Next thing I know, my parents was getting divorced.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you blamed
this was the
yourself for
same
that?
year. No, I didn't blame myself.
Good.
But that make you think like, whoa, hold on. I'm talking about I was on my knees, crying, shaking, praying to God, tapping in, giving my energy to it. Another thing, I went on this trip with one of my friends who had cancer. And, we were headed to Padre. And he just gave chemo. The same day we were heading down there, he had chemo. We picked him up from the chemo place, and we were going down to Padre. And he was feeling super sick. I'm talking about we went to eat, and he was shaking real bad. He couldn't eat, and he was crying. And I just put my hand on him, and I was like, God, please, if I could give him some of my energy just for him to feel better, I will ask you to do that through me right now. And I pictured the energy leaving my body and going into his. You're doing too much. Next thing I know, bro, I was sick for the full first day we got there. First day and a half. Sick in the bed like this. I couldn't move. I was damn near throwing up. I couldn't eat anything.
Swapped.
He was feeling great. So then that just is certain things like that you like, whoa. And those were things I gave my energy to. Like take a piece of me for this to happen. Other things you just like, oh God, thank you for letting me wake up this morning. Okay, you want to stay asleep the next morning?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's just like, it's not a wishing lamp where you just, it didn't work.
I see that as a power of belief as well. And what I mean by power of belief is not the power of belief in God, but the power of belief upon yourself to do things that you shouldn't normally be able to do. But it's the concentration of energy and confidence that pulls out the impossible. I think that's possible. I don't know about if it being magic or if it being religion, but and it's a possibility, of course. I was going to say, when you're talking about what would you do if you were God, right? First of all, think about it. Yeah, you don't want to take away free will, right? You don't want to take away free will. Make a better world, dude.
Like what?
I can trip on the ground myself and break my arm. Make me out of jelly or something, put me in a jelly world, and no one can hurt you. Make sure I don't have an appetite to eat food and I don't have to use the bathroom.
Jelly knives.
Okay, so
He could make a world perfect
So-
without any, like, what's the worst thing you can do? Say mean things to me, maybe.
So you wouldn't want to create anything in your image?
I mean, I would turn myself into jelly so I could make Jelly World.
Your
Already
natural
jelly.
image. Your natural
Thanks.
image. The natural you. You who you are. The angels already look different.
Well,
than
think
you.
about it.
You
Isn't-
created something and
isn't
the
that-
angels, they look totally different.
Wouldn't it be vanity to make yourself? And that's a sin, bro.
Shame.
All I know is God be committing more sins than I do on a Saturday.
Okay, so. All right, so
No,
look.
I'm just messing around. I'm just messing around.
All right, so look.
I'm just messing around.
We if you had a kid, he'd look like you, right?
I mean, I hope
That's
it looks
not-
a little different.
Race creating him in his image, that's genetics.
Okay. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
I will get him plastic
if
surgery
you
the
are
next day if I
God,
need
you
to.
wouldn't. If you are God, you wouldn't want anything in your image. That's just you.
I mean, that's definitely vanity. I'd like to create something new.
Well, people find...
If you could literally create an entire universe, I'd be making some crazy stuff.
There
That's
might be some
'cause,
crazy
you know,
stuff out there.
Shout out to whoever in the comments
True.
said he been either reading or watching too many comics.
Hilarious. Yeah, I get you. I feel you. I have. to
But
be
isn't
fair.
the point of making it in your image, we find comfort in stuff that's similar to us, like we're attracted to spouses who have similar features. So isn't it somewhat of a comfort thing?
Oh.
Hey, I don't know
He made angels not in his own image.
exactly.
So was there something that
Because
rubbed
they had
him
a
wrong?
they
Or
had
do we
a
know what
different
God
use.
looks like?
True.
Well, you showed.
What's the
y'all
exact-
gonna have to go watch
What's the exact Bible
episode
verse
5.
that says we were made in his image?
what you see in episode 5 with God's hand.
Bro, can you pull that out right now?
Oh, yeah, the angel?
God's
what out,
hand.
Right
No, there's
now.
a sun, the star, and there's a hand going over it. Pull it
God.
up for him.
God. You want me to do it? You
Yeah.
can find it faster than I can.
No,
Oh,
on this.
all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's looking that up.
Just look up God's hand on
Yeah,
star.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'll
got
share the last prayer I had.
Okay, do that. Yeah.
So it was a couple years ago when I finally decided that I was fully transitioning to atheist. I did the atheist prayer. I don't remember exactly how it was worded, but it's basically, if there is a God, I hope that you stay out of all my personal affairs. All my success and my failures are of my own doing. Basically, don't help me, don't hurt me in life. Let me
Neutral.
create what I'm creating. Let me be successful on my own. Let me
Damn.
be my own person. Kind of thing.
Damn.
Just and
That's really respectable.
that was like
If you're gonna go that route.
weight
that.
off my
That is
chest.
respectable.
Because I always have the value, like I have family who have tried to give me good connections to get better jobs, and I always turn those down because I want to be self-made. I want to have success on my own and have that pride in what I've become later in life instead of, oh yeah, my cousin handed me this and that's the only reason I am what I am today is because of someone else.
I'm the same way
You
in
can't
that
claim the
aspect.
accomplishment.
Yeah,
I don't
wanna-
like.
I want to make the connections.
Yeah.
I want
That's why we're here right now.
to become all those. I want to meet those people. I want to have those relationships with them. And if they want to help me, I did that through that relationship I built with them on my own, not a
Yeah.
relationship someone gave me with that person.
Yeah, I like that. Because, again, I like that. And I think the same way. But on the back end, I'm like, I got this offer overseas. God, thank you. Yes. Like,
Attributed
I
to
think
God
I
as
think the
opposed
nature of God of that
Yeah.
being an
But you
opportunity.
did that yourself, man. You put in the work. And
I-
I think it's.
I thank God for every breath I take.
Yeah, I just think it's silly to
It's
thank
just-
someone who had no
to hand
input in it. Like, oh, God, thank you for this food. Oh, hey, my aunt, thank you for this great meal you made.
Yeah.
Or
Thank you for
cousin,
going 40 hours
thank
a week
you.
to work every week to afford to do it. And
Yeah.
also learn the skills of cooking to cook it.
Yeah, you put in all
I
this
get that,
work.
yeah.
Thank you, Race, for this. Thank you, Shaq, for this.
You know what I have about one of my
Yeah.
parents. You know, that was an important thing for me is they found God. They had an issue. They solved it. and they attribute most of it to God. When I'm like,
You did it.
you did it yourself.
You should
like take that
be
in
prideful.
that you accomplished that.
You
But I
know
also
what?
know they may not be able to accomplish that, or it could be undone without
You
that
guys-
belief. Some people are just, they need the belief to continue that way.
That's one thing I do
Yeah.
like about religion is it's there for
It
those
does save
people who
people.
need it, and it can save you. Even if it's just something to believe in greater than yourself, I can appreciate the value that has in people's lives, giving them motivation. I like that part of it. I just don't like the manipulation it has to control people at the same time.
What's some
Pros and cons.
what's some evidence of manipulation? Go.
Slavery thing.
Yeah. What else?
I have not read the Bible in many years.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Or just what do you know about just religion in general? What are your thoughts on?
Trying to
manipulating.
control body autonomy
Hmm.
drives me up a wall. The Lutheran Church using it to make sure women don't have a say in the church. Stuff like that bothers me.
Yeah.
I do have the tenets pulled up. What were we
Yeah.
talking about? Whenever I'm like, that's a great segue.
Yes.
What was that?
You were saying it.
Oh, it was about putting good in the world.
Yeah. Because I know I've read them before. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I know they're like those tenets. They're better than the Bible in a lot of ways,
So
and how positive and like specific they are.
yeah, first one should strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures in accordance with reason. 2, the struggle for justice is ongoing and necessary. Pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions. 3, one body's is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. 4, the freedom of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend.
Here,
to
I'll stop you
willfully-
there on that one. Let's go back to number 1 and let's break these down a little bit.
Mhm.
So read number 1 off for us again.
One should strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures in accordance with reason.
So, what's it called? Respect thy neighbor. Pretty much the same thing, right? Like
Yep.
it falls in line with that, and then but it does put him with reason, considering situations, right? If your neighbor is about to shoot you, you don't have to respect them in that moment, right?
Mhm.
Like because they're trying to kill you, or whatever. Situations like that, that's where the reason comes in. I do respect that a lot. Does the Bible say like more of that, or no? Because again, I need to read the Bible myself at some point just to be more knowledgeable.
No,
What
you
am I
hit it on
talking
the
about
you hit on the head. Love thy neighbor.
Of the neighbor, okay.
Yeah, that
See.
was good.
I think that the Bible might have been. It could have seen improvement on providing more context, because again, within reason is more realistic than just like respect thy neighbor, or
Okay.
even like slaves, you better listen to your master. Like
I'm gonna play the
stuff
devil's
like that.
advocate here.
Yeah, hit me up.
Wasn't it carved on 2 stones on top of a mountain? Imagine trying to chisel that in. Are you gonna put all that detail in there?
Was
You're
it
just going,
like the 10 Commandments?
yeah.
Is that part of the 10 Commandments? I thought it was
I
just
don't
in the
think
Bible.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, see, we're
I'm
good.
off base there. It's been a minute.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. Let's hit that up and see.
The struggle for justice is ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions.
So justice without like bias.
So look up in the Bible, eye for an eye. Just as a word to.
And this was made
But-
after
Yeah.
religion.
Of
So it's
course.
obviously based on that factor.
Yeah.
But it's a little
I feel like it was
different,
revisited and revamped
Yeah.
according to like now
I feel
society.
like that's kind of what this was.
yeah.
They're like, oh, these are good, but let's add more detail where let's update it to modern standards
Exactly,
where
modern.
people can live by this easier.
Hmm.
Which, that wouldn't be a bad thing for the Bible, but then
Leave
that
less
would be
ambiguity.
man putting their twist into God's words, which could be seen as manipulation as well.
Oh, very good point.
See,
Contradictory.
God's words in the Bible are separate from man. Like, it wasn't God that said that about slavery. It was Paul.
True, but there's no spot that says like God or Lord, verse this, verse that. It's all written by Paul, Matthew, Peter, so on and so forth, right? So not a single word in the Bible is God's word.
Yeah.
But the 10 Commandments can be considered God's true word.
I
Right?
can understand that.
Would you agree with that in some ways?
Well, I would have to go more in depth.
Okay.
But I would rather him keep going, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's just, I mean, I see what you mean about the 10 Commandments, but how things work then are different than now. So, like, by me sitting in a room with you right now, and then me recording this and understanding that these are the words of Jesus, of him talking, then those are his words. You know what I mean?
So you'd prefer to have like God on the podcast or something?
You know what
I
I
get what
mean.
you're saying. That'd be silly. All right, number 3.
One's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. So that
free
kind of
will.
goes with, and piercings, abortions, tattoos,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I like that.
Aren't
Piercings,
tattoos
like that.
seen as taboo?
I think it's from, like, the Old Testament.
Is it like disrespecting your body or something like that?
Like, you
God
shouldn't mark
created
it.
you in his
You're perfect
image. You
already.
shouldn't
Yeah.
change anything.
Even though I don't have any tattoos.
But I'm surprised.
Why are
Do
you
you have a
surprised?
tattoo?
I have 2.
I got one.
2 tattoos.
Mine's the surface area. I think God
Sinners.
I think God will forgive you for that.
Yeah, I'm a sinner.
All right, next.
So that makes sense. That's the most modern one I like up there because, again, it's like, just mind your own business. Like, it's my body, dude.
Okay.
Does the Bible not mind its own business in that aspect?
No.
It has a lot of control over people.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what's
it's-
an example?
So, for one
Abortion?
thing that's similar,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
especially with churches putting signs deciding yes or
Okay.
no. Like, sorry, dude, you don't have to pay taxes. You got to shut up for the rest of this, okay?
Yeah.
You don't get a choice. You're an entity.
No
You're not a
taxation
person.
without representation.
You're an organization, yeah. It's like, what the heck?
They aren't getting taxed, so they don't need representation.
But this kind of goes into it, but it's a little bit off kilter. But I really dislike the average society impact of church, especially just like surface level Christians. We've talked about this before. A lot of people that are Christians will go to church all the time, and you know what the first thing they do? You go to church. Do you go to church?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you go to church?
No,
Okay. I need that example.
not anymore.
You're a bad person.
What do you mean?
Judge.
Oh,
Judgment. So much judgment. And it
Judge.
starts all at that one spot. If you don't go to the house of the Lord like I do,
Yeah. Mhm.
it starts there, and then it just gets worse with every little decision you make
No,
that they
you-
do not agree with.
You're right.
How
It's-
do you-
it's
That's the
something-
big society issue with
See,
Christian.
But I think that's just the negative ones are taking more of like, oh, you're supposed to be this type of way.
True.
But
I
instead
think our
of,
egos are getting bigger too,
because it's a lot of,
like humanity's egos.
it's a lot of Christians that couldn't sit in this room with y'all.
You know,
Because they like, oh, you're not believers.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't associate
especially me.
myself with that. No,
especially
yeah.
me with my label. There's one thing. I
I'm proud to
believe it
associate
was
myself with different ideals.
Is it Pope Francis the Pope right now?
I don't think
It was
it's
all
Francis.
Pope
The
Francis.
Pope right now. Oh yeah, probably. He said, I believe it was him. He said, a good atheist is better than a bad Christian. I love that he said that.
That is
Good
good. I respect
atheist.
that.
Is better than a bad Christian.
Yeah.
Like Christians who are manipulating the word and like, oh, God will forgive me so I can do whatever I want, while an atheist is God
doesn't want
I'm
you to do
guided
that.
by my morals. I don't want to do this because it's the wrong thing. I
That's
love that
respectable.
he said that.
That's very respectable.
I love the Pope. He has said so many good things.
Make sure we pop that up right here. Pope said that. Alrighty.
All right, now these next 4 tenets are probably my favorite ones that I try to live by on a daily basis.
Juicy.
So, number 4, the freedoms of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend, to willfully and unjustly encroach upon the freedoms of another is to forego one's own. So you're allowed to offend me with your opinion, and if I try to take that away from you, I'm taking away my own freedoms. I love that they put that in there.
It's basically like, don't be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Like, more than that, obviously, but that's a big part of it. It's like, if
freedom
you want to share your
offend.
opinion, then why are you mad at someone else for sharing their opinion?
I love
You guys
that.
are equals.
See,
We're
I
all
guess
equal.
that's like, that falls back into, for Christians not to judge, but they all judge people, the majority of them.
Sadly.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my issues with Christians. You're an amazing Christian. You're an example they should follow.
Well, thank you.
You take your faith, you take the input from me, and you come back with it like, no, this is why. And it's not like, this is why you need to believe. Like, this is why I believe.
Yeah.
And also, you want people to be saved, but you will in no way, in no form, force that upon anyone.
You can't force anything.
And that's something that people cross. They cross those wires every time. They include it. Both must be together.
We got to look at
I have to save you myself.
Do you
we
know
have to
why
do it now?
Jehovah's Witnesses try to spread the word of God?
Why?
Because once the word of God has reached every man, that's when the rapture will start. That's why they do
They
it.
just do
out
like
of
a live
selfish-
stream?
They could, but then there's that island of people who have never made contact with the modern world.
I was
that
just
was
about
actually,
to say
never
that.
that was a
happened.
Jehovah's Witness.
He
who went there.
watches the podcast.
Here.
You see that, people?
Ask him that question.
What?
Where do they fall in line?
What do you mean?
Of like, where do they fall in line?
Yeah, to me, they fall in line as like people who haven't been reached. They don't know anything of God.
Can they be put in heaven, or should they be put in hell for no knowledge of the existence?
No, they can't. You gotta have the opportunity to have the knowledge.
What if
It
I
has to
like
be
flew
possible.
over and dropped them a Bible? Does that count?
If you flew
They
over
can't
and you
read.
dropped a bomb on them, they
Something.
all go into heaven.
So I got a.
I need to go get like what is it called? Some amnesia. Drop me off on the island with some amnesia, then.
So this was a question I
That's
asked my
hilarious.
cousin, who is, I believe he's a pastor, and this is why me and him will never see eye to eye in religion. So you might want to cut this out because it's a very sensitive topic. You don't
No,
have
we
to
good,
if you
bro.
don't want to.
We'll
It's
go over it
up to
later.
you.
You decide.
Okay. Well, no, I don't mind this being in there. It's just I don't know how
Okay.
PG you want to keep this.
We keeping it raw, people. Straight to y'all.
Okay.
Raw dogging.
So I'm gonna ask you this, Shaq. So, an 18-year-old girl walks into a church. She's down on her luck, homeless.
Yeah.
The priest takes advantage of her, rapes her,
Yeah.
then kills her. She never found God in her lifetime. She didn't know anything about him, or she never accepted the Lord into her heart. The priest rapes her, kills her, asks for forgiveness. He dies, old age. She died, never accepting Jesus into her heart. Where does she go?
She go to heaven.
Where does the preacher go?
He goes to heaven too.
That's the issue I have.
Yeah.
The
Jeffrey Dahmer.
That's
He
a really
just
good
went to
question.
heaven.
Way to put it.
The answer my cousin gave me is that girl went to hell because she never accepted Jesus into her heart.
Well, you said she didn't know anything about
Well,
Jesus.
she did know, but she never accepted him because she was going into a church.
Okay, so now.
She never got the chance to accept him.
So she
into
knew
her heart.
of the Bible and could pick up a Bible and read and learn herself?
Yes, but she never
But she
got the
chose
chance
not
to. She never got the chance to.
That was
Did
her
she make
opportunity.
She
Did
was
she
going into a church, but she got raped, then murdered, so she never got the chance to.
Well, damn. All right. So, Bible-wise, we're going to keep it straight
Yeah.
Christian-wise. Christian-wise.
Crispy.
This is specifically... How can I explain this, man? So, like, you... If she had the opportunity...
That was a good question, Brandon.
to that was a good question.
Dang it.
If she had the opportunity
This is our private line.
to learn, I mean,
sorry.
hold on. Question: what stopped her before from learning?
She grew up in poverty. Her parents were never religious, never took her to church.
She lacked advantages.
So
to
she
do
didn't know what the Bible was. Or she knew?
I mean, everybody in America knows what the Bible is,
not necessarily.
for the most part.
Not necessarily.
Come on. They're Christianity is so mainstream in America. Everybody has heard of that.
I understand that, but
unless
I'm just
you're
saying,
growing up under a rock.
No, I'm saying you can't. Yeah, I can see that, but I'm saying you can't just assume that everybody just knows.
Okay,
that's fair.
I mean, this is a hypothetical, but
yeah, I know it's hypothetical.
So she knew about the Bible. She grew up in a religious town. She was going to the church to ask for help, and she might have been going to accept Jesus into her heart, and she was getting advice from the pastor or priest, however, on how to do that. But he did that terrible thing before she could get the chance to do that. So she was willing to. Enough? Yeah, she had that intention to do it.
Yeah.
And the God I visualize, I feel like she would. But as far as like the Bible goes,
I understand that.
She wasn't baptized.
Yeah, she doesn't have to be.
Really?
Did she? This is the major question, and I feel like I already know what you're gonna say, but I want to hear you say it out loud. Did she, prior to that, have the opportunity to accept the Lord Jesus Christ as her Lord and Savior, and understand that God sent His only Son?
I mean, so could I just go right now and say, I accept Jesus into my heart? That's the opportunity right here for me to do that, right?
That's simple.
So she had that opportunity every day.
Yeah, she had somebody let her know that opportunity. She didn't just say it herself.
You know,
that's what I'm asking.
Let's go, yes, she did, and no, she didn't. How would you answer that on both of those?
So if she chose to say, no, I don't accept the Lord Jesus Christ as my Savior, and I want to continue to live my life as, and I know He didn't come to die for my sins, or I don't believe He did it.
And then she changed her mind and was going into the church.
Okay, so the whole point, she was going into the church to be
do that.
Saved.
Yes. Her intention was to be saved.
Yes. Yeah. But she never did.
But, if she knows beforehand what she has to do, then before she gets in the church, if she knew that she had to accept, then she wouldn't need to go in the church to do so.
Okay, so she'd go to heaven?
She would have had to have done it.
If she... Right. This is what I'm saying. All right, I'm sorry, guys. Let me pull this all back. Hopefully you can ask a question and I can cut it off. If she, before walking through them doors, knew to accept, you have to know. To get into heaven, it's one simple thing you got to do. It's not like every other religion. You got to do certain works, Hail Marys, this, and that, and that, and that, and the other. It's one simple thing. You got to have a faith of a mustard seed this big. That God sent His Son to die on the cross for our sins, and He is Lord. That's simple. So, and you accept Him in your life, and accept Him, and that's when the Holy Spirit goes. Okay.
What about
now? If she knew that she had to do that before, then she would have already done it, and then looked for a church to be saved, and go in and have a church as a community for help. And yeah, she went to heaven. Understand what I'm saying?
Kinda.
What you mean?
If she's going to church to look for a church to help her out, then she's had already accepted that. Okay. So the guy who did that to her, she went to heaven.
I can appreciate that.
And if he did that, and he unfortunately asked for forgiveness after, and he changed, he had was remorseful for it, and he changed him inside. He gave all his.
Okay, so he went to hell then.
Yeah,
you're not. Yeah, he went to hell.
If he
I feel so bad now.
Oh, okay. I shouldn't have done that.
Like, if he didn't repent,
did not repent, he went to hell.
Well, he knows he's gonna need to repent, but he can just do it again and repent before he dies.
Unfortunately, that's how it works. Because guess what? No matter what happened after she walked through that church, Jesus already died for her.
Yeah, that's the issue I have with religion, that she can potentially go to hell because she never accepted him into her heart, while the pastor can go to heaven even though he committed an atrocity.
Well, and put it this way, we can go to hell because we're not like, yeah, I love Jesus. But he can do that.
It's all about a choice, though. It's all about a choice. So y'all choose not to, but you know you could.
So I did accept Jesus into my heart when I was a kid, but I went away from that.
Yeah, so the Holy Spirit is still in you.
But I left that.
But it's still in you.
Cut that off.
It's a relationship you have to have. It's like
I'd severed that tie, though.
Remember the atheist prayer that you spoke about?
Yeah, I've severed that tie.
Okay, look. All right. So how do you sever the tie?
I've cut off any connection I used to have. I've transitioned to being completely atheist. I did that atheist prayer. I haven't prayed in a number of years. I've just stopped believing that they exist.
If you were to pray right now, that line is still open.
But I won't, so I'll go to hell, right?
If you're choosing to make a choice.
Yeah, but I'll go to hell since I've severed that.
That's a great question. Because if you've accepted, you have accepted out
when
loud.
When I was a kid, yeah.
That you accept the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior.
Homeboy can read your mind. You don't have to say it out loud.
I was baptized, and I they were like the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and I point up at the cross when I was a little baby. There's actually a video of that somewhere. Don't know where it's at.
Yeah, we'll pop that.
Yeah, a little baby in my little white tux with my Harry Potter glasses. I'm just like,
all right, do your pop.
I guess he sent it to us.
Yeah, you ain't getting that. I don't got that.
We'll put it in Microsoft
I didn't want to
Paint.
pop unless we
We'll make one in Microsoft Paint.
Have AI create
of me in the
there you go.
I'll send you a baby picture of me.
Yeah, there we go. We'll make it up ourselves.
No, but
I love that.
Back to what we were saying. You said so you want those ties to be severed, right?
Yes, I've severed them. Okay. On my side of it, I've severed it.
Yeah.
So I mean, if there is a God, He can wait for me, but that's not gonna come.
But bottom line is, if Brandon dies today, where's he going?
I ain't the judge. Nobody. I can't judge, bro.
As far as you know,
I can't.
Your best estimation.
I would assume I'm going to hell.
I don't judge anybody.
Well,
I mean, race he don't even know if heaven and hell is real anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
like he died, he in the black abyss.
Yeah, you just go to the abyss.
But
it's not like you live in the abyss. You're just gone.
Nothing,
you enter and then you cease to exist. There's no time for me to be in an abyss because I'm gone. Maybe like 1 second.
But it's that simple though.
Yeah.
If this is what I was trying to say, if you still wanted that relationship, even though you think you cut ties with it, it's still there. If you, even though you don't feel like you could be forgiven, if you said, God, please forgive me and accept me, I'm sorry. And I do believe right before that rock and the rapture hits your damn head, you going to heaven.
So are all Buddhists going to hell?
Buddhists?
Yeah. Any other religion other than
you trying to get me canceled.
No, but I mean just like they don't believe in the same God.
Listen.
What if God just really likes cosplay?
No, God is a jealous God.
Oh yeah, he went around town.
He like cosplay.
Let's see which one works best.
Who do I reach more?
You know, like
that would make sense. He's a monopoly. He's a conglomerate.
See, like
took over every market. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I do.
That's what I do.
You know what? I'm gonna just hold my tongue on this one. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna say.
The fifth
we'll do the next one.
Yeah, please. Why are you only talking to me?
Put this thing on.
You're the religious guy.
Okay, let's go.
All right, number 5. Belief should conform to one best scientific understanding of the world. One should take care to never distort scientific facts to fit one's beliefs.
See, now I believe God and science go together. Science is God's breadcrumbs.
Yeah, like his code.
Yeah.
I get that. I understand how it can go that way, but I also understand that that's just the makeup of the universe, so it can swing that way too.
Okay, so Who is Jesus to you?
I mean, he existed.
Okay.
I believe he was a good person.
Okay.
I don't
A
believe,
male named Jesus.
You don't believe he was the son of God,
I
right?
don't. I believe he believed he was the son of God.
Okay. Now, look at space. Without what, we would be dead.
An atmosphere?
The
Sun,
atmosphere
moon.
and gravity holding the atmosphere
Okay.
together.
And what's holding all that together?
Gravity.
All of that together.
Scientific
Oh,
laws.
math. Or whatever.
Math?
And our solar system, what's holding everything
Wait,
together.
so did we not have gravity?
Y'all
until
getting
we
off the
discovered
subject.
math?
You getting off the subject. And our solar system was holding everything together.
Gravity.
Put your pop filter on. I'm telling you.
Am I doing too much?
No, I just think it'll sound better.
No, you can barely hear me when I do this.
You talked quieter specifically. Try again.
So, if in our solar system, which...
That's better. I promise you it's better.
Okay, dude, you want my pop filter on. What's holding everything together? What are we dead
I've run
without?
out of guesses, so you go until
It's gravity. That's the scientific fact.
vibrations.
What is holding the gravity together,
love?
Brandon?
Matter, atoms, mass.
The sun.
The sun is gravity.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
We're
matter,
in the
mass.
sun's gravitational pull
And
with
we're
our own
the sun's
gravitational
orbiting
pull,
a black
with
hole.
the moon around us with its gravitational pull. Come
Yeah, and the sun's orbiting a black hole.
Hole, yes, with gravitational pull.
Yeah,
Okay.
did you? Okay, I'm gonna derail real quick. Did you know if you
I said in
could
our solar
orbit-
system.
If you could orbit
my
a black
God.
hole very closely, you'd actually travel forwards in time.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, that's
Because
so
of gravity.
fucking cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's sick.
that is. Yeah.
I think what's sick is if you left at light speed from the Earth.
You could see
Depending
back
on
in
the
time.
distance, you could see like
yourself.
dinosaurs and stuff.
Yeah.
That theory's pretty cool.
Yeah, nah, that's dope. But it's I think
Yeah,
that's
what was your
real
point? Were you going
because
for?
you moving away from time is different. But
Well, the light of then is
I'm
reaching.
saying this is the breadcrumbs without the sun spinning around the earth. If just say look, I mean us spinning around.
Okay,
Stop,
okay.
bro.
Okay.
With us spinning around, right? If say the earth was just to stop,
Yeah.
what would happen to the other side of the earth?
It'd freeze.
And then what would happen to the other side?
It'd
of the earth?
burn.
Okay, so now we spin, right? Now, what if there was just no sun? Where would we be?
We'd be frozen.
Okay, we'd be
We'd
all
be Pluto.
dead. We wouldn't exist. Okay, we wouldn't exist without the sun. No matter where we are in the
I get
in the
what you're
Milky
going
Way
towards.
or anything, we wouldn't exist without the sun.
Yeah.
So now people, way before Jesus even came, or way before we could understand how to build freaking sail ships or any of that stuff, 200 BC, whatever. What did people look at nature and say, okay, this is God?
Stuff they couldn't explain.
The sun. You have sun gods.
Oh, like raw. And
Raw.
Yeah,
stuff, yeah.
you see what I'm saying?
Know what? So if I were to be religious, I wouldn't be religious to Christianity. It'd probably be an older religion because they were there first. Because a lot of Christian holidays revolve around other holidays of other religions.
Like
Now, I
pagan.
got a brother like this who talks about what the Egyptians believed in that built the pyramids.
Okay.
Amun-Ra, all of that stuff.
Kratos, or not
And,
Kratos.
and they believe it's a similar story. You hear me? They believe it's a similar story. Why you think at the end of a prayer we say, Amen, Amen, Ra? I understand.
a lot of coincidences in Christianity.
Okay, yeah, it's a lot of coincidences, yeah. I understand that. I get it. But my point is, even without you believing in Jesus being here and doing all of this, right? You can still look and see the Son of God every day.
The Son of God is the Son.
That is how they took it in nature back then, without Jesus. So take Jesus out of it, right?
So,
How do you know there's a God?
I mean, I'm going to kind of derail, but I'm going to keep it on the
Yeah.
same topic here,
Okay.
in a way. What's magic?
Magic is not real.
No, but, like, way back.
Whoa, chill
way
out and talk
back.
about what's real
Magic
and not
is not
real.
real.
Way back, like, water into wine kind of thing. Like, I know that was a...
Stumping grapes until they
but,
ferment.
like...
That's not magic.
What did... Because you know the science behind it.
I get that, yeah.
So magic is just stuff we can't explain with science yet.
All right.
And that's how it was seen back then. So they try to explain it without knowing all the facts, is how I
So
see
is that what you're saying the miracles of Jesus was things
I
that
think
are
it was a
untouchable?
really good magic trick.
Okay. So, like,
Certainly possible.
Food dye.
so when he
Like,
walked out
this
in
don't
the
make sense.
Sea of Galilee when a huge storm was going on water.
Have you ever been driving down the road in the middle of summer and you see it kind of shimmer like water?
He was
like
in
the
a
mirage?
sea. He was in the Sea of Galilee where a boat was fishing. They weren't in a...
I didn't see it with my own eyes, so I can't explain it to you.
Okay. Well, it was witnesses on the boat. And one of them even hopped off himself and started walking.
Oh,
As
so
written in
water.
the Bible.
okay.
And then as he started looking down and not believing he was walking, he started to sink.
Yeah, I mean, I
How
can't
do we
explain it.
scientifically explain that?
I mean, I've seen a lot of people walking on water on TikTok lately.
Yeah, that's because they use invisible cubes to sit
Yeah.
and point and point and
Green screen
point,
type
and then they
stuff,
do
yeah.
this, and they know where the cubes are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I understand
But
that,
we can
but Jesus
explain
wasn't
that now.
doing that back
We
then.
know the science.
Jesus wasn't doing that. He looked,
I don't know how he
they
did
gonna
it. I
love
don't
this
know
one.
that-
Let me put these cubes right here.
Hey, that'd be
Sweet.
sick. He might have
What
been
the cubes
just a
at? Oh,
I
great
know
it is.
magician.
Jesus liked to get followers too, just like on TikTok, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right.
Plug the TikTok.
All right.
Did you get to what you were trying to talk about?
Somebody, I'm on this subject where he was saying, somebody's dead. Doctor was there. They named him dead. All of this stuff. Jesus pop up. Hey, come back to life.
Hey,
And
he
dude-
knew CPR.
He Nick Fury'd him, bro.
This
knew
is
CPR.
skepticism at its best, right?
Hey, but there are so many modern medicines. There are plants that can make you seem dead as well.
Yeah.
That dude could have taken something, and it was just good time.
Jesus
A lot of
just
times
said-
in history
but
they use
Jesus
stuff
didn't
like that.
touch him. He just said, "Rise."
So did he
The
pay
dude
him?
was
Come here.
pretending to be asleep. Who knows?
Yeah.
They said he was dead. The doctors was there. They was
But
embalming this
we're
dude.
not there. We have to take humans'
I would
words
say
for it.
it's a little unfair, but I always come back to
The
it.
belief, y'all.
Did it?
I understand.
I don't
I ain't
have
got
the
it.
belief.
I know
Did
you
it at
ain't
all?
got it.
You know what I mean? Like, because you read about it in a book written by people that we've never even seen. There's not even a
Mhm.
picture of them.
Yeah, it is.
That's where that stuff. What, like
People
a
are
portrait painted?
fallible.
And people are fallible, but again,
Mhm.
it could have been. There's a lot of good stories out there. You ever even like Paradise Lost? Have you even read that?
Mm-hmm.
Dante's Inferno. You know that.
So how do we explain this?
Those are about religion, and they are awesome. They fit in with the idea of it. That's freaking rad.
This
though.
is a star through a telescope.
That gives me Galactus type vibes,
How do we explain
like an
this?
entity that size.
Are we seeing through the star? Are we seeing the
This
star's
is
core?
the star.
Yeah, it looks like we're seeing the star's core and all the energy around it.
Yeah. Now, what is this right here?
Supernova?
No. Keep looking.
Am I looking for it?
You'll see.
We'll have it up here too, so you guys
You
can watch what they're
oh.
watching. Episode 5, it's in that as well.
See the thumbs and the forefingers?
Yeah.
Now, you got something to say about that scientifically.
Humans evolved to see familiar things and stuff. Like we see faces in the clouds all the time.
That does
Who's to
happen all the
say
time.
that we aren't just seeing something that's not there.
Our brains are
Someone
infallible.
could have put a hand in front of it. We see what we want to see, kind of thing.
So you didn't see a hand on the star?
It looked
Affecting
like a
the
hand.
star, correct.
It looked
in the
like a
telescope.
hand, but it could be a supernova.
So then it's
I'm
just
not a scientist.
so y'all are doing exactly what I expected. You
Of
just
course.
believe what you want to believe.
Of course.
That's the gist of everything. At
Isn't
the
that
end of
what
the day.
Christians
That's what
do
you
as
do,
well?
Believe
right?
what you want to believe. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
That's
You
where we all
believe-
love
we're
the
all
same.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Everybody out there, find something you believe in and do it 100%. Because I know you 100%.
Sorry, we got ahead of you.
No. You 100% as well. Everybody just.
I mean,
I'm 100%. I haven't always been 100%, but.
like
Get
I said,
100%
if
what?
there was undisputable
in
proof,
whatever you believe.
Oh,
Now,
remember, I'm 99.5%.
I saw that for myself. If I'm looking through a telescope and I saw that myself, and I know no one could have messed with that, I would have a lot of questions. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
maybe there is that, but there is so much we can do with AI, edits, green screens, anything like
CGI,
that.
yeah.
I don't know if that's 100% legitimate proof
So now,
of anything.
now answer me this. So if God came through here, busted in the pod room,
What's up, bro?
knew every one of our names and said, "Yo, what's up? It's me.
Like, you been stalking?
I'm in here. I'm gonna do this episode with y'all." You would believe then?
If he could tell me something that no one else knows about me, I'd either think it's myself time traveling or it's God. And I would believe.
You would still believe. You don't think that you would still question after?
After that, no, I wouldn't question it. I mean, I'd look back and be like, that was really weird, like paid actor or what? I mean, I'd have questions, but I would renounce being an atheist if that happened.
Yeah.
I would probably move towards agnostic, leaning more towards a religious side.
Okay, Race. What about you?
I told you before, I don't know what would be enough for me. I truly don't. Because I can't trust my own brain, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Could be literally anything.
So if we can't trust our own brains, what do we put our trust in? Ourselves?
The logic that I can come up with. The stuff that I feel like I can trust.
I put my trust in God.
But again, right now, who knows? You know the theory of you just made up the entire universe in your own brain. I could have fabricated both you guys and this room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to a different part of myself on both
Yeah,
you guys.
you're actually in here on your own, bud.
That's why there's actual padding. Cause,
Hello, I'm your blind friend.
I'm in the padded room.
Insane asylum. I choose to believe in myself because I know at least the choices I make, they're always going to align with what I believe, and I'm going to be consistent with what I do. Because my mom asked me that. It's just like, don't you need something higher to believe in? Like, no, I believe in myself, what I'm capable of. I believe in my job because it's consistent. I just need the consistency I provide for myself.
And you believe in
This
good.
is what I was getting towards, is do you not look at nature and think anything of a higher power could create that?
I think the universe is infinite, which lines it up for infinite possibilities. And, of course, there is some chance that there's going to be life out there. And I was lucky or unlucky enough to be a part of that.
Okay.
I like that.
That just answered every question that followed.
Okay. Should we move on to the next tenant?
Yeah,
Break
let's
her
do
down,
it.
baby. Okay.
What was that, 5? Or am I going to 6?
What was 5 again?
You going to
Belief
6?
should conform to one's best scientific understanding. So, 6. People are fallible. If one makes a mistake, one should do one's best to rectify it and resolve any harm that might have been caused. And perfect example of me following this is I like to prank you guys a little bit.
Yeah.
And as soon as it has an unexpected twist where I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to do that, I go fix that for you guys.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's true.
crap, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that, let me fix it.
The unexpected consequences.
Yeah,
you
that's
deal
something I live by. I will always own up to my mistakes, and I always try and fix those.
Responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Like-
do that. I got a lot of respect for that.
Like, there was a mistake I made, and like a couple weeks ago, you guys know what happened, but there was an accident, and I could have sacrificed someone else to make sure I was in the clear, but I owned up to it, and I might pay the price later, but it's the right thing to do. I believe that the things you're going to think about, the things I think about most in life are the decisions I made the wrong choice on, and I think about my regrets more than I think about all the good I've done. So I don't want those regrets to haunt me throughout my life. So I choose to be a good person because I'm selfish. I don't want to lose sleep over a decision I made.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not even just being selfish. It's before that part. Why are you staying up all night? Because you care. You know something's wrong or something wasn't right to do.
Yeah.
Your mission is to do right and do good by you and everyone. You wouldn't feel that way if you were a bad person. You know, that's a simple fact. Or you wouldn't allow yourself to.
Yeah.
So, this shows character.
Yeah. So that's one I try to live up by on a daily basis, and I think the world would be a lot better place if a lot more people thought about life that way.
Yeah. That's why we do what we do here. Spreading the word, baby. Right, Chuck?
Spreading knowledge, man. But
Spread knowledge.
you
teaching people to love each other, too.
Yeah.
Being on different spectrums.
for real, like,
you
if
know?
we can all sit in this same room and we ain't got no hate whatsoever towards each other, it's
we about
beautiful.
to party after this episode. Stay tuned on Patreon, bro.
Click over to Patreon.
Yeah.
No,
we'll
not
tell you
yet.
more at the end about that.
But
Oh, you know what? That just goes so well with me.
Really?
Well, sin edition.
Oh, good point.
uh-oh,
And we
hey,
all
they talking Patreon stuff right now, y'all
Yeah.
boys.
Well, we'll give you the deets
But
at the end. We'll give
let's
you the deets.
talk about the coinky dinks here. We did that little heads up game. We all got to score a 666.
Oh,
Episode
yeah.
6, Sins edition.
I really got 7.
Like, let's be real. That's like the perfect episode for me
Yeah,
right here.
That's funny.
Oh, God.
But yeah,
Setting us up.
dang, you just got me off the point I was about to make. I forgot.
Um,
Cause your last one you just talked about. You said
rectifying mistakes you've made.
yeah, and you own up to your mistakes.
Yeah.
Liv. That's exactly what you said earlier. How you want to choose life, and that's a part of like you said, you ask God to stay out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds exactly like who you are.
Yeah,
I
you said I'll
I
handle
believe that one is huge on. It shows who you are as a person. You know, like just choices. Every step you take is your own step.
That right there is
You
why
won't.
you shouldn't judge something that's a little bit different for you, because it's like you've done everything respectable. Like there's not a single thing I can do about how you've approached the situation of especially religion without respecting you. Especially if I was a hardcore Christian. I'd be like, I gotta respect it, shit. Like, you know, there's nothing in there I can be like, oh, you're a bad person. Like, no.
Oh, you hypocrite.
You're good without repercussions, you know, or even with repercussions.
Yeah.
But
Is it more?
yeah. There's
Yeah,
10,
no,
isn't
Well,
there?
there's 7.
7, okay. 7
Last
times,
one?
baby.
Last one. Every tenet is a guiding principle designed to inspire nobility in action and thought. The spirit of compassion, wisdom, and justice should always prevail over written or spoken word.
Compassion, wisdom, and justice.
So you believe in spirits?
Empathy. I don't think it said that.
Let's reread it. Yeah, reread it.
Oh, the spirit of compassion.
Okay.
Yeah, so every tenet is a guiding principle designed to inspire notability in action and thought. The spirit of compassion, wisdom,
Elaborate
and
on that for
justice should always prevail over the written or spoken word.
Elaborate on the spirit for me, please. I just want to be
Well, the spirit of Christmas.
okay. Okay.
So it's like,
I got team spirit.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it is a pagan holiday. So
Halloween.
Christmas is too.
Yeah, it is.
Here,
The winter solstice.
We almost
quick
was
question.
about to make a segment.
Oh,
though.
you
Does
wanna
God
know
like
about-
Halloween? You think
I
he'd be
don't think
against it?
so.
Just a personal one.
No,
you
I
think?
don't think so.
Okay. Wait, no, you don't think so? He doesn't like it,
I
or he
don't
doesn't?
think he doesn't.
Okay, so he might. He's okay with that at the very least.
No, I don't think he likes Halloween. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah, that makes sense. People dress up like Jesus and stuff. He's probably like,
I think the devil
really, bro?
or real Satanists love Halloween.
I love
For sure.
Halloween. It's my favorite holiday.
Damn Satanists.
It's my favorite holiday, man.
It really is.
It's actually a religious holiday for me too.
It's the
And you spent it with
For
us
real?
last time.
yeah.
Yeah, you did.
It's a religious
Halloween night.
holiday.
That was Halloween.
Let me.
Yeah,
Halloween.
I remember growing up. I had to bob for apples at church on Halloween.
Bro, I had them Timmy.
I don't like the action of bobbing for apples.
Dude, I had those
I was
Timmy
good.
Turner
Pause.
teeth. No, I would have whooped your ass in apple
Nah,
bottom.
you
Dude, I
would've.
had Timmy Turner teeth. You stood
Timmy
no
Turner.
chance. You stood no chance.
Slash those
I
things
just
in.
go in there and
Oh,
come out with an
had
apple in
the
like
wire.
less than 5 seconds.
I could get it like.
No, I had an overbite and Timmy Turner teeth. Like
Oh,
they
damn,
stuck
you
out
had
of
that-
my mouth. Like I
two
could
pieces
not.
of
Latches
the
into
gum.
them,
I
bro.
had 2 teeth sticking out of my mouth when it was closed.
Dang,
That's
I
hilarious.
had
could
one
use
of
it
them?
as a
Way.
bottle opener, man.
That's awesome, though.
that's
I was great
crazy.
at bobbing for apples.
all right. Question.
Yeah.
Dang, I kind of forgot this question. It
We
was
made
a
it through all the
really-
tenets. I'm going to
it
mark
was
that
a
off my
really
list. Really
good question too. Oh yeah, so if this is for both of you guys, okay, Race.
Okay.
If you get to the end of life and you die, or let's say the world ends and heaven is real, would you sit there and own that? Or would you be in hell asking for forgiveness?
You go
If
first.
Christianity was real.
You go first.
I think I'd sit there and own that. I made my bed. I'm gonna lie in it.
See, that's how you live life still.
Yeah. That's the same way I put it when we talked about before is, I'm committed. I'm not going to change my ideas if I still don't understand or believe that way. But like 2% of me is like, if I'm in my deathbed and like Shaq's in his deathbed next to me, I kind of like, just in case, I don't want to. I don't want to leave him
together.
hanging in heaven without me.
Yeah, I mean,
You're selfish, Race. You're gonna make me go by myself.
Like, all right.
Okay,
all
but
right.
look. Okay, so look. You would sit there and lay in that bed, like you'll accept it. 98% and 100%.
I wouldn't say it. I mean, I would sit there and accept it for a while until I felt like I have paid my due, and then I would be like, I was wrong. Please forgive me for this. If you don't forgive me, I completely understand, and I will
doesn't
accept
hurt.
your decision.
It doesn't
Yeah,
hurt to
but
try.
I'm not-
But this is the thing. So if it doesn't hurt, right, to get there and then ask forgiveness, or whatever, and then long for that relationship, then if we die, what do y'all believe is it nothing?
I think it's
That's
the
a question
same
I had
as
for him.
before you were born.
Which was nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
How do you not know? Okay, what do you remember happened when you were 8 months and 2 weeks?
Don't remember.
Okay, but you were alive.
I wasn't.
I always say I'm not.
Oh,
conscious.
wait. But you were alive. You just don't remember it.
Yeah, I wasn't a conscious human being, or I didn't. What is it? Can't think of the word.
Yeah, conscious.
I always
Yeah,
say not
I know what
mentally
you mean.
alive. That's
Yeah.
that's my way of just saying it. Like,
Like I think consciousness. Oh, I can't
Consciousness.
say.
No, it's-
Consciousness hit me when I was about like
I think it's
4.
3. Yeah, 3 or 4.
But I remember things from when I was in diapers. It's weird.
I remember one memory from when I was like maybe 1.
I think I
have
remember being
one.
born. Don't look at me crazy.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
you already
serious?
told me that.
I
You
think I
already told
remember
me
being
that.
born.
It wasn't a dream.
Hey, it wasn't a dream.
Okay.
I mean, I have one.
It was
memory.
just. It was from womb to what the heck?
And you were looking at it like, what the hell?
No,
is
it
going
was
on?
all blurry. Couldn't
Okay.
couldn't see. Couldn't tell.
Do you,
you
do
were
you
just getting
when you
manhandled.
remember it?
Did
do
you
you
need
think
glasses?
thoughts?
Couldn't you try to open your eyes, but you can't see anything.
But you know what's an interesting question? What I just asked you is kind of silly, right? If you haven't learned a language,
Do you understand it?
who's talking in your head?
Maybe it's just pictures.
You know what I mean? Like when I talk, I can think to myself like,
Wait,
I just spoke in
so
English in my
serious.
head.
Did you know some
You know?
people don't have that internal narrator?
I've heard that.
Do you have the narrator in
I
your head
got a
check?
narrator.
Okay.
Those are the people that aren't
They
asking
scare
the
me.
questions we
Yeah.
are, bro.
Those are those people who are probably out there doing bad shit, not thinking about it.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine not having like interior race, interior check, interior Brandon. You know.
Y'all skipping
I
my
wanna call him
question,
interior
man.
All right,
Brandon.
go back to who was. I think I
nothing.
dipped in there.
So nothing after
Nothing.
you die. So
Yeah.
what if you believe it's nothing after you die? Then why would it hurt to before you die accept Christ?
That's what I'm saying is it might not hurt.
Why would it hurt? Because then if it is something, then you in a
Well, it
better
hurts my
place.
pride.
And if it's not, then you gotta beg for forgiveness.
That goes back
For eternity.
to
Yeah, you're not gonna get it. There's
What
no
I
begging.
said.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna get killed over and over.
I don't want to live my life doing it just in case. I want to live my life
Yeah.
the way I'm doing it because
Yeah.
I believe it's the right way to do it, not because I'm scared to go to jail. That's why I'm not out there murdering
Yeah.
or gangbanging. It's because I want to do
You can
right.
be a gangbanger.
Could be.
If we went down a couple different paths, you know. Well,
All right.
were you saying in
Well, I brought a
general or at
surprise
the
for you.
very end of your life?
I'm saying at the very end of your life.
Yeah, I made my bed. I'm gonna lie in it.
Okay.
I lived my whole life like that. I'm at least
That's
gonna be
literal
consistent to the end.
integrity right there.
That's integrity. So you riding with that, but it's a 2% chance you'd be like,
I don't know if I
I
could get
guess I
past my
accept
own
you.
pride on that, but again, it's just
I might
like
change. I hope I don't.
Missing
I hope
out.
I have that integrity all
it's
the way
about
to the
missing
end.
out.
so y'all don't. So all right, again, I'm sorry, I'm doubling down on questions. So you guys just don't believe at all that you could have a relationship with this celestial being of God.
I have a relationship
far
with my
removed.
friends.
Yeah, the
My
physical. Yeah, I'm not
But
celestial.
physical.
It's gonna be a
I'm
one-way.
saying I'm here.
It's
I
gonna
can
be
shake
a
your hand.
one-way relationship, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Imagine if I text you all the time, but you just never responded.
Fuck Shaq.
That's not, or maybe you just responded in emojis,
Yeah.
right? Because he does respond. That's not. I would stop texting you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like if you were just gonna respond in emojis, like even gifs is better than emojis. You know. Shout out to my brother. That's just how it is. So it's like, why would you want that? I'm not friends with you to get something out of it, but what I get out of it is the same thing that you get out of it. Enjoying each other's company. That's what a relationship is.
But because
Loving each other and enjoying each other.
Because
It's
where
the
you
laughs,
are
the
at this
cries.
moment, you can't enjoy his company until after.
I'm not gonna wait that long. Don't play hard to get.
Yeah.
I don't do hard to
Okay.
get.
Yeah. I
I'm
don't
like,
play
then you
that
ain't
game.
worth it. You ain't worth it if it's hard to get.
All right.
Mm-mm.
All right, I got a question for you next. Are you
Go,
done with
go,
yours?
go. Yeah, I'm done.
You said go, go,
For
go.
me?
With that little Brandon.
Yeah.
All right, these are just like some fun ones. So, what conspiracy do you believe in the most? If you had to choose out of every conspiracy that you've heard of, what do you want? You're like, that might be true.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
I know, that's why I asked that.
But like the one I hope is real is birds aren't real, they're drones.
No, is that the one you believe in though?
No,
The one that makes the
not
most
at
sense
all.
is what I'm saying.
Oh god.
Because I have another question for that kind of side.
I don't even
Inside
Okay.
job. You know, like
I mean, yes, I totally believe that could have been an inside job,
Okay.
just to point the blame. But I guess the most recent one is, I don't know if it's a set conspiracy theory, but they announced aliens exist. Why did they do that? What are they directing us away from?
All right, question.
Oh,
I
he's
think
on
it's
top
a
of it.
distraction.
He's
now,
on top
now
of it.
did you think that was a conspiracy before they?
I believed in aliens because the universe is infinite.
Every person out there that I ask, away from this podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, now that the government is saying there's aliens, did you think it was a conspiracy before? They're all like, "Oh, I believed."
That's a problem. See, we're being genuine when we say it, but some people might just be
Yeah.
like,
No, I haven't
Not
got
really
I haven't
silly.
got an answer where people were like,
No.
do you think they're telling the
yeah,
truth?
I thought it was a conspiracy.
No,
You think
I
it's the
mean, when
truth?
I was younger, I thought it was, but as I grew up, I'm like, the universe is infinite. It is
Yeah.
ignorant for me to think that I am or we're the only intelligent life out there.
Yes,
The
see,
moment-
scientifically,
the
you
moment
just don't the math.
that I
Very improbable.
committed
we
to
are.
believing aliens. I was like 10 years old, out in the middle of the middle of my front yard, and I was looking at the sky with one of my friends. We're sitting in chairs, just hanging out, and he went inside to go get something. I was just looking up.
Another one. You just saw a meteor shower, bro.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
It was one object doing this.
I'm not saying it's going. I'm saying it's boop,
It's darting.
boop, and then it went. What?
Spy plane. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what?
I mean, it went back and forth, impossibly.
Yeah.
It was way too small for me to even make out an object, which I could make out at least some semblance of a plane if it was a plane above, right?
Yeah.
But that was just the moment because I was like, that's unnatural. And I honestly, I almost ran inside because I was scared. You know, I'm like 9 or 10 years old.
Get abducted.
They're going to take me away.
No,
They're gonna probe me.
Yeah, they're going to probe
You
me.
got any alien stories?
No, I don't, man.
I'll give you mine then. I was driving to Missouri, Shellknot, Missouri, with Sierra, and super flat, obviously.
Yeah.
Super flat, and I'm just like, I don't like being a passenger, and I like to drive myself, but it's at nighttime, so I was like, I just want to relax. And we were like on a one-way street, like one car coming, one car going that. We're going the other way. And then I'm like looking in these fields, right? And it's a street light. It looked like a street light. I'm like, what the heck? And it's like far away, kind of like not as far as not as far as your eyes can see, which is 3 miles, but it was closer within that. In the field that was on the left of us, but further out in the middle of the field.
Oh,
and
in
it
the
was
middle.
It was kind of some trees there, and so I'm like, oh, that's a street light. It's just right there, I guess, like somebody's security light for their home or something. And then I just see it do this. And I was like, whoa, what the hell? Hold on. Am I tripping? I didn't say nothing to Sierra first.
It's nighttime. You've been driving.
I just did one of these, like, what? And then it went back this way, and I was like, oh, somebody got a flashlight or something. And that mug hit and went back down to the grass. And I was like, Sierra, can you see this over here? Blah, blah, blah. And then it did this into 2. And I was like, oh, hell no. I need to record this right now. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to record this right now. We getting this live. And I like tried, and my phone was like not picking it up.
Oh, yeah.
But it split into freaking 2. And then went to 3. And then they were all just doing this. And then just went black.
Yeah, what else could that be?
And think about it. I'm driving looking at it like this. It never went like that because we were trying to pass it, right?
Oh,
it stayed
yeah.
right here in that field doing this.
Can we all go out in a field and like one of us have a flashlight?
Or we all 3 have flashlight. One of them has it on and recreate that to with some people
That would
driving
be
by.
amazing.
Like, that is the best prank ever.
You could tie up on a line where you could just pull
Yeah.
it, so you could be up there.
Whoop.
Yeah, it's one in the middle, splits apart.
What if somebody was
That'd
doing
be
that
so
to me?
sick. And then we all
we
just
getting
like
his
take
ass.
off, shut it off. And like, as soon as you see them whip out their phone, just shut everything off.
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to
gosh.
believe
We got
me.
somebody on the binoculars.
Nah,
That's
crazy.
funny. That's super
That'd be
funny.
so great.
That would be.
Okay, so my next question on here is the same type deal, but it's opposite. What's the silliest conspiracy, in your opinion?
Birds or drones?
The birds of drones one?
They sit on power lines to charge.
No, we talked about that one time.
We kind of did.
We ate some Chinese food, we talked about it, and I was just like,
No. I don't doubt that there are some birds that are drones.
for sure.
I believe that
100%. Because, I mean, you've seen, like, they have little drone bees and crap.
Yeah, that's true.
For sure, that could be a
They
possibility.
got even freaking mosquitoes now.
So, for example, then
crazy.
you're not saying that the idea that some birds are drones is
All
crazy.
birds are drones.
You're saying all
That's
No.
got to be a joke one.
Not every bird.
Yeah, I think if that's a joke, but also it's the same thing. We talked about this last episode. There's a bad connotation around flat earthers because they will believe for the wrong
that
reasons.
conspiracy theory.
They will believe for the wrong reasons. But if you watch episode 5 when it comes out, we talk about the idea of why that's a possibility, but there's much more to it. We're not saying it's just this silly little thing. Here's some not proof, and there you go, like all birds being drones.
My favorite thing is when flat earthers were trying to prove the Earth was flat with like a gyroscope or whatever, and they proved that it wasn't, and they still didn't believe it. That's my favorite thing.
You know what? I love science so much. I think people need to know that.
Yeah, he does love science a lot.
I freaking love. I've been a science.
You say it at least once a week.
I've been a science head my whole life, bro.
Sunday at noon.
I've ran my own. I've ran my own hypothesis and everything. Put it to test. And there's one thing that I believe that would never change, and that was people saying that the Earth is spherical. Like, Earth is spherical. It is what it is, and it's always going to be that. It's the only thing that makes sense. But tell me why just over a few hundred years ago was people believing the Earth was flat.
I don't know why why they used to.
Why did they think the Earth was flat?
Well, I mean, it looks flat when you're walking on it, kind of thing.
Okay. So you think we got smarter, and that's why we? Okay.
Yeah,
so
we've evolved over time.
If we evolved, then
More
how do we
technology.
explain the pyramids?
Well, that goes. What do you mean?
You said we evolved.
Yeah.
But it's something that's built thousands and thousands of years ago that we can't explain.
We can't technically replicate.
We
not
can't
even
replicate, explain.
timeline.
We don't have the technology.
Hey, Race, did I send you that TikTok of them moving the limestone blocks, the one guy?
Yes, I seen the
I saw
one
that
guy
one too.
flipping stuff with wood, but you can't do that with
But also, those were like
75
500-pound
75 tons.
I still get that idea, though.
No,
I
that's
believe
75 tons, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Elephants, woolly mammoths, I think were
They
around back
don't
then.
cost. I mean, they don't weigh
They kinda-
75 tons, and they can't pull 75
But
tons.
but
Of
with
a million blocks.
wheels, like setting it on locks, it's a lot easier to move. It's physics.
From a quarry 500
Levers.
miles away.
like levers, pulleys, stuff
From
like
a
that.
quarry 500 miles away.
Hey man, they were slaves. They had to do it or they were gonna die.
Are you sure they were slaves?
Yeah.
How were you sure that there were slaves that built the pyramids?
I think if they believed in it, it would make more sense.
Well,
than slaves.
isn't that like a historical fact?
That's more closer
Didn't,
to biblical times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not when the pyramids were built. Pyramids were built way before the Bible.
But I'm pretty sure there's hieroglyphs of like pharaohs having them as slaves.
Yeah.
Granted, Egyptians at least treated everyone as equals. Like by everyone, I mean men and women. They treated them as equals. So shout out to them, even though they treated them like shit.
But so a lot of people depict on hieroglyphics that the giant people are higher status and the smaller people are slaves.
Yeah.
But recently they said the giant people are actually giant people.
like Anunnaki or
But
actual
yeah.
giants.
But you can like
The Nephilim.
see in
Mm-hmm.
their caskets or the pharaoh's tombs that they're normal sized people.
Then why do they have a falcon as a face?
That was tied into their religion, like Ra.
Ra. I understand that. Okay. So then,
But don't we depict God as a giant in a lot of our stuff?
I've never seen that.
Let me.
Not Jesus, right? But you mean
No.
But God, like
himself,
God
okay.
sitting on a giant throne. You're at the foot of God.
I've never.
I mean, I've
God.
seen artistic depictions, but like
It's a Netflix
not
one.
specific depictions.
It's
Nothing
an-
to put in stone, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Netflix. It's made by the creators of Futurama.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't have Netflix.
Is it the one where they work for the company that
No.
controls the world or whatever?
No.
Hey, it don't matter if you don't know. We'll pop it up here.
Yeah, I'll find it later.
This
We'll
is
have to
what he
call
was
you
talking
after we
about.
read it.
It's a really good one.
I
enjoyed that
haven't
show.
seen any depiction of God being giant. But
And he's like faceless, but I might just
So-
might be off on that.
no. So I'm saying, you said we know the Earth is spherical because we advanced in
Proved it with
technology.
science.
Okay, we advanced in technology and science, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yet today, till this day, let's use a shorter window. When we went to the moon, we lost that technology to get to the moon.
Did we lose it or choose not to do it again?
They
Because what's
said
the point going back
the
there?
Popped up
government
GIF.
right there.
We lost that technology.
The government,
If we had that, I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The guy
government
says,
and
he's a
scientists
meme.
themselves said they lost the technology.
It'd be a pain to build back up again.
They said it would
Quote.
be a pain. That we can't.
So we haven't technically lost it. We still know how to do it. We just choose not to.
It's loss.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, why wouldn't they do it if it wasn't?
Yeah,
lost,
I mean,
right?
what's the point of going back to the moon? We have the rocks we need.
I mean, people want to see more.
This
of
is
the
my
moon.
thing. Why go to the moon at all when
Free
we don't
cheese.
even know what's in 90% of our fucking ocean here on Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah, space has been explored more than our oceans.
Because humanity, let's do the space race thing, is just for what?
Dick swinging contest.
Yeah, that really was what that was.
Exactly.
Cold
So-
War. I got the bigger bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, to the moon first.
So anyway, back to my original point. So you believe that the earth is round, but between that whole time, from the beginning of humanity until very recently, scientists have said the earth is spherical. I think if you question everything like you do, you should question that.
Why we've gone from thinking the Earth is flat to the Earth is spherical?
Here, just take this a little bit too. You know the Universal logo comes around, Universal wraps around the globe. It's 2 to 10, maybe even 20 years prior to the public knowledge of it being spherical. They had made that logo. They had no actual confirmation Universal made a globe, but up until then, it was all flat as far as anyone was concerned. Just to give you perspective on like,
Well, I mean, that
it could have been
idea
an
was
artistic
out there.
choice, yeah.
Because people were arguing it. I can't remember exactly who, but scientists way back in the day were arguing that it was round.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh no, you're crazy.
No,
It's
no,
flat."
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't revolve around
you can
the
go
sun.
through history and see a lot of people, a lot of scientists that were saying this was
And usually told off
this
by
way, and
religious
then
groups
people
in power.
realized it way too late. Okay, I didn't hear what you said. I was talking.
Usually denounced by like Christian groups that are in power, like Catholic Church and stuff. They changed the calendar. You know, they told Galileo, or was it Galileo?
Yeah,
They're like, no, we
the
are the
stars.
center of the universe, dude.
yeah.
We don't go around
no,
the
we're
sun;
not."
they go around us. You know,
Yeah.
and they denounced that too. I think that's more of just a power trip, though. So,
Okay, I understand that.
you got more questions? You want to ask another question in between?
No, I ain't got no.
So I guess we kind of answered this already. Just let me know if it didn't answer it. What would make you believe in God?
Yeah.
Again, if he came down here and was like, Brandon, I know that you were, I don't know.
Yeah, he'd have to know stuff about me that only I know, and stuff like that.
So if he came in here and knew the
Well,
secret
sure.
that you're taken to the grave,
All right, no,
I'd be
no.
really tripped out.
So, I obviously,
but that would be enough, right?
what if? So this
It'd be-
is
It'd get me on the path to believing. I don't think it'd set it in stone, but I'd be a lot more open to it after that, and I'd hear him out.
Is there a different way that you could say that would be like, yeah, definitely?
I don't know, but he's God. He should know. If he's all-knowing, he'd know exactly what it'd take.
Oh, so he doesn't have to listen to this episode then?
Guess not.
God ain't
He already,
tuning
knows,
in.
he already knows what we're gonna say.
That's true. That is true.
so.
If he is who you say he is, he is.
Do you not believe? Well, would you know? What would it take for you to understand if God was speaking through somebody to you? So if that person came up to you and said, instead of it being God, it's just a normal person, and he's speaking through them to you.
Some people.
tongue? It'd have to be something that only I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it would have to be.
Because people could do
Alright.
that, and I'd be like, oh, you're schizophrenic.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you're delusional.
Yeah. I mean, that's
like
exactly
that, if you were
what
saying
we
that
do.
you
You're
were
crazy
God
as hell.
talking through somebody, I was like,
Yeah, what if
okay,
I'm just
get
like,
away from me, bro.
Get back on your meds. Get in a room like this.
But if I like try to
paddle
walk
balls.
away and I stood still and I couldn't move, I'd be like, Okay, you are God, aren't you?
Sneaky little bugger,
You little
you.
stinker.
Yeah, but that's all the questions I had.
Okay, I've still got 4 more, I think. Yeah, well, technically 5 more. All right. How do you feel about immortality? And then you can exit into the second part here in a second. The idea of immortality. How do you feel about it?
I think it's a bad idea.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's completely possible. Myself, I would not want immortality at all.
That was the second part, so that's perfect.
I think having a limited amount of life is what makes it so special and why it's so valuable.
I like that.
Is if I had all the time in the world, it'd mean nothing to me. Like if I had all the money in the world, I could do whatever I want whenever I want. It
means
loses
nothing
its value
without death.
Yeah, that's what makes it so valuable. Is
Good
it's
days don't mean
gonna
nothing
end.
without bad days.
Exactly.
I like that.
Exactly.
I like that.
What about you? Would you want to be immortal, Reese?
That's episode 4, I think.
Yeah, we talked about
A little bit about it. But no, I mean, for me, like, I couldn't stand being alive forever. I'd have to die at some point. Like, it'd be kind of radical to be able to, like, make an off switch. Be like, I've lived about 300,000 years. Boop,
Do you start aging from that point, or
If
does
I could
it all catch up
decide.
to you?
I'm saying I could decide where I just, like, oh, time turned back on, I'm dead.
And you just like turn to dust?
Yeah.
Or like,
Or my heart just fails or whatever.
I want to die right now, but you turn off the mortality and then you have to live another 40 years.
No, it's, well.
But it'd probably go by like that for you.
Exactly. I'd plan ahead at that point. I'd be like, you know what? I probably want to live about 40 more years.
Hey,
Zoop.
all right,
I
question. If you go to jail and the judge is like, life, and then you live forever.
It's like, yours or mine?
That's what we talked about,
Hey,
too.
I lived
That's
a
what I'd be
normal
like.
life.
Your life or
Imagine-
my life, dog.
Imagine the government or, somebody got a hold of you that's supposed to torture you forever.
Yeah.
Then you're cursed with immortality,
But
right?
just imagine, like, you're married,
Yeah.
you're immortal, your wife's not immortal.
We talk
Yeah.
You
about
get to watch every person
Die,
that
right?
Everyone that you
you
love.
just die.
And after at least the second time, you probably couldn't love anyone again.
Oh, so you're gonna get married a second time?
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying in my head, I feel like after that would
At
happen,
least.
I would try again because just for the sake of I want to love somebody, and then I'd have to learn my lesson for the second time and be like, this is how it'll be forever. I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm not going to hurt them.
Yeah, I think if I saw,
I'll play with all my friends online, to see me, and then
yeah, that'd just be too depressing.
yeah, it would. You couldn't live a life of actual, love.
No, it's not valuable.
It's not a life of enjoyment.
Facts.
Okay. This was just a little bit of movie fun. We can all answer this too.
Okay.
All right. What's a movie that made you think the most or traumatized you?
Yeah.
And when I mean think of like the movie ends and you're like the idea of the ending, or like the existential crisis in your head type of idea.
Interstellar.
Interstellar. You love your Interstellar. Hell yeah. I love that.
Told you I
love
love
too.
science. So.
Yeah. Did you see the TikTok I sent you guys about that?
No.
It's a guy that's got a video of it. He said, "This is my dog's favorite movie. It's Interstellar," and he pans it over the dog's facing the opposite way. He said my blind dog. Sorry, so he's looking the other way.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I ain't seen that.
It's like it's not funny that he's blind. It's just the pan. It's the pan of the dog looking that way. Oh my god. Yeah. So you go first, B dog.
Dude, I'm not really sure.
Prepared for that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm.
It's kind of hard to just pull that out of your head.
I mean, I don't really know what one has been like. Oh,
Then you have one that might have traumatized you. We know what music video traumatized you.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
We ain't talking about that.
Did I send you a TikTok about
I
that?
ain't open it.
it was like
He's gonna wade through.
it
and be
was like
no,
it
no,
was
no.
like a pit bull with the
Hey, the
outfit,
outfit on?
a white pit bull.
He said, "Hey."
Hey,
Yeah, it was
chill
a
out.
white pit bull.
Okay.
Y'all letting the people
What
know
about you?
too much.
Hey, they ain't gonna figure
There's
that out.
millions of music videos. You're
He
Gucci.
was a,
No,
he was a
I
cute
tell the
dog.
world right now.
We're about to be in a music video.
Do it. Been shooting for it already.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, you were there. You saw that.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually more comfortable than I thought with you in there. It was hard enough with one pair of eyes, and then two. Like, I could probably do it with Shaq, but then Matthias, I'm doing it specifically for him, so I have to be okay with that. And then you and Daniel came in, I was like, you know what I mean? I'm just not good at. I'm not somebody that's like, I want to be the center of attention.
Yeah, look at me.
That's why this isn't the race podcast. This is a partner.
This is the
Partnership.
Morr-isMoore podcast.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't do it without him, bro. Hell
Can't do it
no.
without you, bro.
I can't think of anything that just left me like.
You have to give me one back. You know the deal.
This is going on our podcast.
I
And
don't
we
know what
leaving
I
it.
missed.
Sorry.
We not cutting it.
What I missed. I'll have to watch back, I guess.
You see, you need the headphones on. You ain't listening.
Apparently not.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I heard
Traumatized movie. I made a moan. Yeah, see, there you go.
All right, I'm about to leave.
No, I thought you said I'm about to do it.
Give it to us.
What?
The moan.
He's
He
not
got
gonna
the. He got the.
No, I need it from you, big boy.
That's all you got?
do it. A sigh.
I guess.
That's a sigh of disappointment.
No,
Traumatizing?
I can't
Nothing?
think of anything, man.
What's the scariest movie you've seen, in your opinion? That got you to
Scary
jump
movies
or
don't
whatnot the
get-
most?
It's not like scary movies
No,
don't.
it don't have
get
to
me.
be scary.
It's like
Is it the
jump-
situation or something that's scary?
I just so I don't really. I've dealt with a lot of trauma in my childhood, where you
I
have
see.
that adrenaline every single day that you just don't have it
It's
anymore.
like a numbing.
Yeah, so it's like I'm watching it and just like and I'm more of like, what's gonna happen next? How's this gonna end? Not like
Intrigued rather than in suspense.
I'm like trying to figure it out as it's going through. Like I just watched Silent Hill, the 2 Silent Hill movies for the
Oh,
first
I
time.
used to have
Because they're on
nightmares
Netflix
about
right
that.
now, right?
It was
They're on Netflix right now, is that right?
I don't know. I got rid of my Netflix because
okay.
of the household crap. Just
Oh,
like,
God.
I'm not
yeah.
paying for it if I'm just paying for myself. I don't watch it
Netflix.
enough. Why'd you
Don't
do
listen to that. We'll take a deal from y'all.
What the
if y'all look-
heck?
Yeah. But I'm watching it the entire time, and I'm like, trying to figure it out. Like, are they dead? Are they not dead? What's going on? And then I watched the second one. I'm like, oh, okay. I was kind of on, but not at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's more like I'm thinking through, like, the horror movies I do like. I don't like the slasher ones, like
Feel you.
Scream, like, oh, he was behind the fridge. It gets me when it's
Halloween,
like, they're not behind the fridge. Where are they?
Yeah.
Um,
No, I like
but
that.
no, it's like the stuff that messes with you, makes you think, and just kind of takes you off. Like, look over here, but really it's over here. Like,
Yeah.
they're
What's it
leading
called?
you away from it and surprising you.
What's the term for that?
Oh, psychological
No,
misdirection.
expectations. It's before that? I don't know. I can't think of the phrase right now.
I don't know. What
Like
you think?
it's like changing expectations, but I can't remember what the actual word instead of changing is. So we'll pop it up.
Oh, that's what it was.
There you go. That's what it was.
It's crazy.
So Shaq, do you have one for traumatized? And again, it doesn't have to mean like you watch it and you like want to die or something, but like messed you up.
Marley and Me.
Marley and me.
Bro.
Hey, it's depressing when dogs die.
It
I'd
is.
rather watch a person die than a dog die.
Yeah,
Have you
watch
seen
that
the
Reds.
one? It's like it starts with an H, but it's like a Japanese dog or whatever.
Oh my.
That one fucks me up
That
way
okay, yeah.
more.
That one traumatized me.
That's just so sad. Do you know what we're talking about?
No.
So this
Your
guy went to work and was it Hiroshima?
I think it was somewhere.
It was one of those towns that got bombed, or he died on the way to work or at work or something, and his dog waited for him at the train station every single day until that dog died.
That's a movie or real
It's a
life?
movie,
That's real life.
event as well.
Really?
It
Yeah,
is based on real life, yeah.
they have a statue of that dog there
Yeah.
at that train station.
They have a cat too now. I don't know which. I think it's Japan.
I lived
They have
in
a cat
Japan.
sitting up there because he died, but he would sit there all the time. I don't know if that was for somebody. I think he was just chilling.
Yeah,
But, like,
just-
I lived in
It's
Japan.
heartbreaking.
I should have.
That
If I
should
would have
get
known
you-
about it. I
that should
would've
get you loving
tried to go
dogs.
see it. That's pretty sad.
Yeah, it's messed up because dogs are like so loyal. They really put all of them.
That's the word I was thinking of.
Sentient.
Yeah, way earlier in the podcast.
I still can't remember what the word is for.
No, it was up there. We
Expectations.
remember.
I know. I know. Not alter expectations. I'll still think of it.
Here, I'll
even though
hold
it was
for
there.
you. It's right there again.
You gotta do the thing. As long as I hear a pop,
Oh,
we're good.
whoa. But yeah, so sad movies.
Well, traumatized, so it could be sad or like scary or like just messed up.
You know what it is for me.
Movies, though.
All right, movies.
Yeah, not just a cinematography piece at all.
Traumatizing movies.
Adverting expectations. Adverting. Thank you.
Damn.
I don't know why it took me so long.
You remembered it. All right, so traumatizing. You want to know something that's real traumatizing to me? Y'all probably never seen it. Roots. You seen Roots?
I've heard of it.
Actually, I don't think I've heard of it. Or no, I don't think I've watched it. Sorry. I definitely have heard of it.
Yeah, it took me.
These roots.
It's more than a movie. It's like long ass episodes. And it's about slavery. It's not quite as in detail as it should be, but it's pretty traumatizing when you look at like, damn, that's how humanity was at one point.
Yeah.
And it's deep.
The boy in striped pajamas.
Boy in striped pajamas is crazy too.
Yeah,
Still
to
haven't
throw
seen
in my ethnicity group there too.
Nice, nice.
German.
Aren't you Hitler's fourth cousin? 3 times removed.
Something like that.
Just
But you know,
Explains the stash.
but you know, we're all related through Adam and Eve and Noah.
Do you believe that?
I
No.
no, because just all the inbreeding that would have taken place, we would
Yeah.
be severely messed up.
Unless
and
we
I
were
don't
like
think we would have
awesome
survived.
back then, and we right now
like giants. Yeah,
are messed up
We're
by
just-
genetics.
gene pool just keeps getting smaller. Our family tree is a wreath.
Oh gosh.
But yeah.
I would say the most recent one that kind of messed me up. Watched with you, Judas and the Black Messiah.
Ooh.
To see the treatment, but also like the cause of what they were going for, and then how they were treated after, and then how publicly they were made to be seen.
Ooh, it's a national
Gunned
number
down
1. Oh my god.
while they're sleeping.
Yeah.
Like that type of thing messes me up.
Do you even know about that?
No,
What do you know about the Black
He
Panther
had to
Party?
educate me.
I mean I know they were a group back then for civil rights. It's been a while since I've learned about them.
You learned about them? What, in
Yeah,
school?
in school, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
What did they teach you about them in school?
I can't remember that.
It's
that
all
was,
grouped up
like,
with
middle
Malcolm
school.
X and Martin Luther King. Like
Yeah,
they
it was
do
all that.
just like a little bit of each. It's kind of messed up.
Yeah, they
don't go in depth.
Sadly, they don't teach that well in school.
They'll teach you weeks and weeks about the Earth's core. But
Yeah, they teach you for, what, 28
Photosynthesis
days in
and
February
brain cell.
about this stuff, huh?
Not even that.
Yeah, that's how my school was.
It was
That's
20
more of like
They give you 28
maybe a
days
week's
of Black
worth.
history in school.
Really? Yeah, so we didn't get that.
But a lot of people think the Black Panthers is like terrorists.
Yeah, they did
A
mention
radical
that,
group.
but
Yeah.
Quote
you
unquote.
know, history's written by the winner kind of thing. Sadly,
Yeah, that's true.
But do you know, like, what their main objective actually was?
inform me.
You don't know?
I can't remember. I'm
So
sure.
all
I
they,
knew at one point.
the Black Panthers was just a group of people who wanted to police their own communities, because obviously when a white cop come into a black neighborhood, you still see this to this day. They kill people all the time because they damn near scared being there in that situation. So black people just wanted to police their own communities. People think they were racist and all this other stuff. No, they were not. They were for everyone who were didn't have justice in the system.
Give him perspective with them walking in where like the Confederate meeting.
All right, first off,
that gave me true perspective.
Yeah, so first off, J. Edgar Hoover at the time painted them as the number one enemy in
like threat.
Number one threat to America.
And he was the CIA
People who
or
wanted
FBI.
He was FBI.
Yeah.
The director.
Yeah.
Of the FBI.
See, I listen.
And but so he said perspective. So their leader in Illinois at the time, you remember his name?
Fred Hampton.
Fred Hampton walks into a Confederate meeting with Confederate flags. People who are racist don't even like black people, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, and his followers with him at the time, they're like, what the hell are we doing in here? And he's like, the power's in the people who are oppressed. And these people are oppressed too. So he went in there, chose to speak, and when he was speaking, he was like, this is just funny to me. He's like, I had to fight over my parking lot with a rat.
Yeah, right.
Had to fight a rat over my parking lot outside. And he was just like, like the same thing that's going on with us is going on with y'all. Not only us, it's going on with Mexican people. It's going on with
struggles.
The same struggles. And so people just think that Black Panthers were just trying to take over the freaking world when all they wanted to do was just police their own communities, give educations, feed children, help people who were in poverty, and do the right things.
I mean, in a way, they were trying to take over the world in the way
They were
of
trying to-
letting the people actually have a part in the world rather than just the few.
Exactly.
Do you
That's
think
why they didn't like him, of course.
Mhm.
racism is a direct cause of ignorance?
Elaborate.
Like, I don't know your culture, so I'm going to make assumptions. Might be wrong, might be right, but I'm going to generalize you as
Yeah.
a group because I'm ignorant on
I
how
would
your culture is.
I would agree with that, yeah.
So, I
But
feel,
then you got people who are raised, again, indoctrinized as a kid to
And that would also be
Ignorance.
ignorant.
exactly
so
to
if,
just be ignorant.
hot take. So if the school systems did a little bit better teaching about that, we might solve racism, huh?
Good point.
They don't care to.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They
That's-
never
That's
will.
the sad part of the world.
If they made
Never
that,
will.
like, not even a
Hopefully they will.
class, but
Let's
just
hope.
like a part of,
Racial studies in
English.
college.
I don't know, maybe part of your English class or just fit in there somewhere and be like,
Yeah, I
listen.
feel like it
Because
bit more
teaching
history.
people not to be ignorant regardless, it doesn't even just solve racism, it solves a lot of things.
I think,
That's
Like,
fact.
being ignorant causes a lot of problems.
I think the most valuable thing school can teach you is how to learn, not
Mm.
what they teach you in there. Like
How to take in information.
yeah,
and
yeah, that's the most
utilize.
important thing. Like, dude, I did terrible in school. Like, I failed a lot of classes. I graduated with like a 0.5 GPA,
Yeah.
which it's only possible
Damn!
because I took pass or fail classes. But the one thing I took away is how to learn. So
I love that. I'm
Yeah.
big on self-education.
yeah,
And that's where you really maintain all the stuff you learn when you teach yourself.
yeah. The school system wasn't set up in a way where I was gonna thrive in that type of environment.
Fact.
I think where
I agree
school
with that.
failed me and it fails a lot of people is on interest. They will teach you things and you have zero interest upon. You will go down, you will not perform well. You will not, be focused. And some people say like, oh, you got ADHD and this and that. But realistically, you're not giving me something to be focused on.
Hmm.
And if I was interested in it, I might be focused. There's some things that you may not be interested, but you should know. At the same time, do I need to know most of what is in biology?
Yeah.
English is one thing that everyone should do because reading and writing,
Yeah.
grammar, vocabulary. Wait, English or biology?
English.
English
I
has always
loved
been my
science.
best subject.
I loved science, but I was never good at it. I was good at
Okay.
physics.
But it
Chemistry,
intrigued you.
absolutely not. Yes, I love science.
Yeah.
That would science and math were my two favorite subjects. Math was my best subject.
I was
crazy.
great at science.
Math was always my
I was
fault.
good at math.
I'm good at math. I'm not good at past the Pythagorean theorem.
I'm not. I would fail
Algebra
with
plus.
the Common Core crap they do in schools now.
Really?
Absolutely, it's not.
I loved
it wouldn't work
English.
for me.
I
Yeah,
loved
English is my top tier.
I could write all day.
I hate
I can't
writing.
write.
I've had
Pretty.
multiple teachers, even in college, pull me over like, "Yo, this right here,
Some stuff.
you should write a book."
I'm a terrible
Okay.
writer.
Thank you.
I'm a terrible public speaker. I can't do either of those well.
Yeah, I had to take a public speaking class because of basketball in
No, thank
college.
you.
If it was something that I wanted to talk about, probably wouldn't have an issue.
Yeah,
But if they're like, write this project and talk about the Revolutionary War.
like one of the
No, you're right though. That would help you thrive.
Yeah.
Actually, it would
Well, 'cause
teach
think
you
about it.
more.
I don't like being on camera.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like public speaking.
Yeah.
And yet we can be in this realm doing so because we are interested in what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're enjoying it.
I think one of my best presentations, it was on why the Redskins, the Washington Redskins, why that name is racist and why they should change it.
because we had a group of 4. I can't remember
Got 4
all
people to
3 of
tackle
them,
that.
but it was no. We all chose different sides of it. One was like why it's okay, why it's and I let all 4 of them choose, and I'm like, yeah, you guys choose whatever, and then they're like, all that was left is why it's wrong and why we shouldn't do it. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm left with that, and I did amazing at that. It was a subject that I really enjoyed talking about because I have nephews and nieces who are mixed, and it just bothers me that
Any person is mistreated based on what they look like on the outside. It's wrong.
but kind of going back to the school thing, something I kind of took away from that is everybody learns differently. I wasn't meant for a classroom, so anytime I have a new person coming in at work, I'm just like, hey, how do you learn? Are you hands-on? Do I need to show you? Do you need to read it?
That's
Because
good
as
management.
soon as I learn how they learn, I change my approach.
To
Damn.
teach them that. And
That's the problem with school systems having
Well,
20 plus students per class.
yeah.
You can't, cultivate
They're
each part for
supposed to,
them,
though,
and
but
tailor
it's
it to their
hard.
experience.
And-
It's not fair for them.
There's some people who just don't want to learn.
Yeah.
And it sucks. I've ran into that plenty of times, and I'm just like, the one thing I tell every single one of them is I will put as much effort as you put into yourself. As far as you want to go, that's as far as I'll
If you're
take
not
you.
giving them anything, I gotta stop.
Yeah, I'm going to
Brandon.
focus on the person who wants it.
You're a great person, bro.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
that's good leadership, especially. Shaq has the same type of leadership. Again, what we talk about, it was a good boss works for his employees. A good employee works for his boss.
Yeah.
It's symbiotic,
Yeah.
If you're getting put down by above, then below is not going to really try to help you out, is it? And
That's
you roll that same way. Like, all I've ever asked from a manager or, a boss is for them to give me the opportunity to learn and be the best that I can at the job. Have patience, not unlimited patience, because that's not fair, right? But have enough patience to not try to teach me the way that you were taught when it's not working.
Yeah.
Be a problem solver,
Yeah.
That's
It
the
doesn't
job.
take much, exactly.
You change
But
your
they think it's
approach.
not. Managing is...
It's not like I'm gonna tell you, go after it, Race.
Yeah.
You got this.
It's literally this simple, okay?
What are you, an idiot?
Yeah, that stuff peeves me.
Some
Okay.
people aren't cut for it.
Here's one. We're about to culminate, so we'll probably stop here in like 10, 15 minutes or so.
All right.
What's your biggest fear? We'll all answer these ones next coming up. So this one is included.
Okay, all right, bet.
These are group questions, but we're trying to look for our main man here, Brandon.
Let's tap into our special guest. Answer the question, man.
Think about this for a minute. You go ahead.
I don't.
It doesn't have to be
I don't want to
like
give you any ideas. I want you-
Clowns.
Well, no, I have my idea. I'm just thinking how to word it.
Okay, word it. Figure it out. Take your time.
You got one ready? I'm trying to think.
My biggest fear already came true.
What?
Yeah.
You know his biggest fear.
It was losing my mom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then I lost my
Yeah.
dad, and now I'm just like, I guess my biggest fear would be losing my family. I got
Yeah.
now that I'm building my family. I'm building, but it's just, I mean, it's just that was my biggest fear my whole life, and then it came true, and I was like, damn. Kind of changed me too.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
I think my biggest fear is not making a single difference in the world, not making it a better place for a single person.
You
Like,
know,
I don't
that's
want to be
crazy.
known. I don't want to be famous.
That's,
But I want to make the world a little bit better than when I came in. I want to make people smile.
I
want to
love
make
that,
people
bro.
happy. Like, when I was a kid, my mom said, we're all here for a purpose. God put us on this planet for a purpose. And I'm like, Mom, I think my purpose is to make people smile. So that's all I want to do, is make people a little bit happier than when they first met me. It's important to me. Whether God put me here or I was just an accident, I want the world to be a better place.
you know, you're doing that right now too.
I hope so.
To the
I
people.
hope so.
For real.
And
That's
I
That's
hope
love. That's
they aren't
crazy.
stuck on what I identify myself as in a religious organization, because I don't judge people based off of what they choose to believe in. I believe you should believe in what you believe in
Hell yeah.
and live your life to the best of that, as long as it doesn't hurt others.
I was just about to say that. Now, people before that were looking forward to this episode, and before they got to know you here in this episode, were probably like, oh, this dude probably evil as hell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They try to paint a picture and stick this damn label on you. But little did y'all know,
I had higher expectations
someone
for you guys.
who's with TST feels like this.
I mean,
So come on now, open up your brains. I would have never known
like
as a Christian.
first time I handed you that card that said the Satanic Temple and had the 7 tenets on it, I'm like, read the back before
Yeah.
you flip it over.
You even told me you was like, a lot of people judge me first, but I just want you to.
I want you to read this before you flip it over.
Yeah.
Because these are my values. It's not. I don't want
Read
you
the
getting
values
stuck on
first.
the name. Because everybody gets stuck on the name. They can't look past that.
Yeah.
And I mean, no offense by that, but that's just
Well, approach.
ignorance. Ignorance isn't a bad thing, as long as you're not incompetent and you don't want to learn.
And sometimes it's not a choice, at least, to be ignorant.
I'm glad
at
you said that.
first.
We're all ignorant about some subject out there.
Yeah.
It's being incompetent and capable of change, or too scared to have anything question your beliefs that
Stuck in
causes
ways.
an issue. Yeah.
That's a good point.
No,
Very good
yours?
point.
Your biggest fear.
I was gonna say some bullshit compared to that.
Follow
that up, bitch.
I mean, I think my biggest fear is not being believed. If somebody could somehow discredit me entirely, if I was seen as insane, and somebody thought like I had belonged in an asylum or something like that, I think that's my biggest fear. Because then, what I use all the time is what I feel my greatest attribute is my mind / my mouth, right?
So are you saying that no one believes you whatsoever? Someone does so much damage to your reputation that no one's going to be
Yeah.
capable of believing you?
Yeah, like something or someone said is what causes me to be discredited entirely. I am no longer seen to be able to be sane, what the scariest part for me is I could not make a single decision for myself, and being able, if I looked at you and I told you something and you were like,
You're nuts.
yeah, you're fucking crazy. And you could never think anything past that. You would, every word on my mouth after that, you'd be like, I'm not even
No,
listening to you.
that's not a type of person. That's
That-
an ignorant person.
I know, but that's
Their
like, I'm
opinion
saying
shouldn't matter to
everyone in my entire world
Yeah.
becoming that is my biggest fear.
that's
being-
never going to happen.
It makes you crazy,
Yeah.
right? You know, like
Yeah, you go crazy.
you become what they're making you become.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you aren't talking to yourself, I'll always believe you, man.
Yeah.
I might question you, but
Yeah. I don't fear that from you guys.
that was crazy.
I think that would just be the biggest effect. If let's say it was like something to do with the body, we'll just do a little fun round of that. I'll give you mine. Like, if I couldn't see or hear, that's probably my biggest fear. Music.
I'd say going blind is my biggest fear.
God damn.
So it's not even scary. Would you say it's even scarier to lose your hearing too? Because I'm saying both those together.
So we talking
just going
physically?
blind. Going blind
Yeah,
would
physical stuff.
would be that for me. I have such terrible eyesight already. That's terrifying to me to lose my eyesight.
Because, like, what would the world be like? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people out there that are blind.
You'd have a great
That live
sense of
life.
smell, and I'd feel so bad for you.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I just close my eyes for 2 seconds because I think blind would be mine too.
And even
My-
think about it,
and
too.
my
Close
dad-
your eyes right now. We can still see more than a blind
Yeah,
person
but
can.
it'd be like
Yeah.
you
That's so messed
trying
up.
to see out of your foot. Think about that.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't. That's exactly what it'd be.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like my dad was blind before he passed away for years, and like I talked to him a lot, but I ain't never get to ask him how that was. I kind of like stayed away. Like, "Bro, what is it like being blind? You know."
Well,
My
especially
dad
not
just
being
he always
born
tried to lift me up.
blind.
He was just like, I just got cataracts. I just need to get it right.
How do
His
blind
vision
people
was-
dream?
He said he would always have dreams of me, and it would be like when I was a little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The
he's
last time
seen
you saw
before,
it.
though.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
blind people from birth.
Blind people from birth, I think they would have to.
Sounds?
I guess
but
whatever
how would
you
you know you're awake or sleep?
Pinch yourself.
Oh.
Ooh, it'd be hard to come
That's
back to
wild.
reality.
Yeah, that'd be a terrifying thing to happen.
Oh,
Not knowing if
I'm
you're in a
awake.
dream or not.
Oh, dang.
Well,
Granted.
that itself, but literally just being able to not. These are our like alarm clocks essentially,
yeah.
or
When
for
you do
reality.
this, that's
Like
what
dream, awake. We know the difference between black and seeing. So I mean, I guess it'd be the
That's
same thing
sad.
of like waking up in a void.
But I know it's a lot of people out there who
You'd be
blind
like-
right now. And you ain't seeing this, but you hearing this. You are not limited. We love you. We just want to,
Yeah, no. Anyone that survives,
I want to
that-
know your how it is.
We spoke about what's his name again?
Braille, type down below and let us know what it's like.
They
What'd you
could
say?
use speech to text, my guy.
The echolocation kid.
Yes, he was. I didn't know he passed away.
Yeah, but what was? Yeah, we talked about him, and he had passed away a few years ago.
He used to use it.
What was his name? Something Peabody or something like that.
I forgot, man.
But I mean, like people like him, they overcome it and they live a happy life as well. So we're not
Yeah.
discounting anybody with any disabilities, but
But can you imagine
as
just
of us
being
not
able to
experienced that.
echolocate?
That'd be sick.
That would be so sick.
If
And
that
he
was
could.
guaranteed when
He
you went
could.
blind, I'd be a little less scared. But
Yeah,
it's
but
not
all right,
guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Click my way around here, real quick.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, you couldn't play games. You couldn't watch
He played
movies.
games.
Well, he could.
Yeah, he could play
But
games.
I'm saying the average person
Oh, okay.
without a skill, yeah. Like, I spend most of my time playing games, watching videos. Like, most of my reality is my eyes.
So would you kill yourself if you became blind?
I couldn't. That's too far. I couldn't bring myself to do that just because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, that it sucked.
It'd be
but
rough, yeah.
If
I mean, you said it was.
yeah, I mean,
I would like.
you could still have somewhat of a quality of life. So that wouldn't be too bad. Once quality of life is gone, I mean, I got a DNR for if I'm not guaranteed quality of life, which is weird for someone my age, but
Do not resuscitate.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I figured you might
Are
ask
you an
too,
organ
so
donor?
just in case.
that's
Why not?
that's
I don't
that's
need
your
extra
DNR right there.
Yeah, I don't need them once
Okay.
I'm dead. But
Well,
that's
if
interesting.
you're an organ donor, if you like in a bad car wreck or something, and they have to try to save your life, they just won't try.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, they won't even
Some-
try if you're an organ donor? That's messed up.
I'm okay with that.
Because your
though.
organs can save a lot more people.
Yeah. What's
But if I can be
It's probably-
saved,
If you can be saved, they won't try.
see, if I can be saved, I want to be saved. But if I can't be saved, then I want my organs to go
That's
somewhere.
when I took it off my driver's license. I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah, that's messed
I
up.
want you to at
okay
least
with
try to save me, and then
Yeah.
if I do die, you can get my organs away. But they can't do that.
Yeah, that's just messed up. I guess if I'm my last breath and like they've tried their best, I'm like, I'm an organ donor now. Take them, give them away. I recorded on my phone. Here, you got it.
Don't you
Okay.
think it's kind of crazy that, like, if my organ ends up inside of your body, you're going to get some of, like, my
A piece of me?
personality. Like,
No,
you'll get a little bit of that.
no.
It's crazy.
It's movies about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I want to get your personality.
You don't want it?
I wouldn't get it. It's in your head. It's your consciousness.
No, but, like, you'll get little quirks from me.
Well,
like,
like
you
throw it
might-
up in your mouth or something?
You might.
Like,
Or
that-
you
that's
might,
different.
You might
That's
you
a
might
bodily
like
issue.
a food that you've never liked before just because I liked it.
That's fair.
Yeah, you'll get stuff
That
like
is a
that.
personality trait. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Don't shoot me with energy. All right. What's something someone can do? Again, this is based on your everyone's opinion. That's like irredeemable. What is something that you feel like you can have someone do that you could never come back from?
Do to me or what to me?
Whatever form you want to take it. It's something that you could do. It's something that somebody could do to you.
This is gonna sound like I'm sensitive, but it's not. It's just a
You're
lack of character on their part. If they wrong me in some way, and they keep doing it, even though they apologize, but they never make the effort to change. So I guess just flat out, never making the effort to change is irredeemable.
Respect that. Because you know you've been in that situation and you've been able to change.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
why can't they?
Everybody is
Put in the
capable of change, yeah. If I see you putting in the effort, I'm going to forgive you. But if you keep doing the same thing and like, oh, sorry I wronged you. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. Get over it. That's irredeemable because you're not holding yourself accountable for that, and you're never going to change, and you're going to keep doing it wrong. So why would I keep you in my life when you're just going to keep doing that thing to me? It's irredeemable. As soon as you start making that change, you're redeemed. Like, so
For example, like if you were talking and my thing was I'd interrupt you talking, right? And you're like, hey, can you not do that? And then I do it next time, and I'm like, oh shit, sorry, you know.
yeah.
And then I do it next time a little bit. I'm like, okay. And then I'm about to speak, but I know you're talking, and then I stop myself to wait. That's the progression.
Yes,
That's
yes,
what you're looking
that is
for.
awesome.
Yeah.
But personal example, my sister. I'm not going to go into details.
Sure.
I have two sisters. I only consider one of them my sister.
50-50 chance.
Love you, Jamie.
Not 50-50 chance.
Oh no, fuck my other sister. She's irredeemable. She's irredeemable.
Okay.
She's done some terrible things to my family and to me personally. I'm not. That's a story for off camera. That's
Yeah,
something I'm not
sure.
going to share outside of a close circle.
Personally.
But she has done some horrible things, and she has never changed her ways. The minute she'll get clean, and then she'll get her paycheck, and she'll go get drugs again. And she's been in and out of jail. She's been in and out of rehab. As soon as she makes that effort to change, and she sticks to it, and she asks for help instead of just going back into her ways, that's the moment I'll forgive her. But I will not forgive her until she makes that change.
For context, especially because I know a different approach this can be seen as, have you ever tried yourself to be like something to help her out, just in general?
No, she wronged me when I was 8 years old on my birthday. You shouldn't hold a kid accountable to make you change when you're almost 40 years old. She was well in her mid-20s at the time. Or
See, I
early
wanted to
20s.
give it more context.
Yeah. No, it's the fact that she keeps going back to the thing she knows is the issue, the reason why her kids got taken away from her, and she still won't change. My other sister was in the exact same circumstances. Everything that happened to her. So my sisters were a part of that. Both of them played into it.
Okay.
But my other sister, she changed. She had a very traumatic event that rocked my family. And they still bring it up, and it drives me nuts. And it drives her up a wall. She hates it every time she sees our family, they bring it up. But she went through that. My other sister saw her go through that. my sister changed. She became such a better person. She got herself clean. She made the right choices. I respect her entirely. I have forgiven her completely, and I am glad she is doing as well as she's doing.
Is your sister a believer?
Yes, yeah. So she, in her accident, she went into limbo, or what she imagined limbo to be, just nothingness. And I believe it was her uncle. Yeah. Her uncle appeared to her and was like, Jamie, it's not your time. You gotta get out of here. And she woke up from her coma or whatever she was in. And that's the minute she changed. And I love that.
That's a great story.
I love that. That's the part I do like about religion. It can inspire you. It can drive you to be a better person.
Or close death experience.
Yeah, and it's sad that it had to happen to her.
But it's the spark of change.
Yeah, and
It's the DMT.
I mean this in the nicest way. I'm happy that it happened to you where you changed and became a better person, because I know we don't talk much, but I love you and I'm glad you're a part of my life.
I love that.
That's sweet. Let me get a couple applause
Yeah,
as well.
for sure. We'll put a little clap on there.
That's
man.
sweet.
That's dope.
But not being capable of change is irredeemable in my eyes.
I love that.
That's where it's
I
a bit
get
rocky
that.
when some people talk about people in the other situation is, well, they haven't gotten the right help yet, and stuff like that. Which, again, that's solely subjective.
Yeah.
Some people need a little more extra help than
Some
other
people get a lot of help.
And some people get a lot of help and don't come out of it. Some people get a little and they get out of it. So it's like, it's touchy, but at the same time, like, I know that if I have
Everybody's
problems,
capable of it.
if there's somebody there I know that I can look up to or trust, I can come to them and I can start trying to get solved. But like people that decide not to reach out, I do kind of put the blame on them, because there's got to be at least one person you can reach out to. Even if it's just somebody you talked to and had one nice conversation with, you've never known them before, that person could be the person.
But addiction
You have to be
really
willing.
messes up your head at the same time.
Exactly what I'm saying. It's very like,
But the
Can't say for sure.
issue that bugs me is she's gotten clean. She's been clean multiple
oh,
times.
it's about staying.
But she always goes back. And
Maybe she needs to find Jesus too then.
I don't know if she has.
In those
but
situations,
that's what
I'm
it
all
takes.
for religion.
Yeah.
If that's what gets you off, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I see.
But I mean,
that.
I'm cool with it regardless. It's not like it's my
Yeah.
choice to decide who believes in what. But
Yeah.
I'm just
No,
that's
but
even more
like
support.
you just said, some people need that.
Yeah, it's some
know
people
what I'm
have to rely on that to go forward in life.
Like,
That's not a
I
problem.
could see a person, even with having that avenue, not changing, and then a person who's atheist as well, same, changing or not changing, but some people do need that.
That's very true. Okay, I have one.
Did you
last-
answer your own question?
Remind me.
What was your question?
I
You
don't
just
know,
were
just-
talking about it.
What was what's unforgivable? What's something
irredeemable.
Someone, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, neither of you answered that.
Yeah, I was waiting on
Okay.
him to do it.
That's fair. That's fair. There's a lot of things that can be irredeemable, but I mean, large breaks in trust. That's the hardest thing, right? Trust is so iffy. Well, not even just cheating, but just like, here's a deep dark secret. Here you go. You just told Shaq. How will I ever give you another secret again? Because trust is, it's you. You've got it once or you don't. And it's only certain times. I've told my own wife something and she's told someone else. That takes away trust. But at the same time, I love her to death and I know that where her heart was right.
It wasn't malicious.
That's what gets my trust back. It was not malicious either. As long as the intention and where your heart is at, it's redeemable. But those whom just do it, and maybe they feel bad after, but like clearly
do
you could
it
have
again.
thought 2 seconds or even do it again. It's like breaking trust can be very irredeemable.
You can make a mistake multiple times, but you got to own up to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say I'd cap out about like 3 times tops because like
They haven't changed.
3 times exactly. Like if you do it twice and the third time you show a little bit of like restraint or like, oh, I'm sorry ahead of time, There you go. But
Still gonna
especially,
be mad.
I will tell you, what I hate about people is when they say, like, I'm sorry God, I did this, or I'm sorry I'm about to do this. I'm like, no, you don't do it. Don't do it. You know you're apologizing. Yeah. Don't do something you have to apologize for because you clearly know it's wrong. Yeah. That's what I live by a lot is if you know that you're going to apologize to somebody, don't waste the time with sorry later. Don't do what you're doing. There's got to be a better way.
No.
So and that's kind of the idea of my redeemable. It's not perfect, but nothing's perfect.
What about you, Shaq?
Shaquille.
There's nothing anybody can do that's irredeemable to me.
Because the eyes of God?
No.
Really?
Just because who I am as a person.
There's nothing that we could do.
I feel like everybody deserves forgiveness, bro.
So what if I keep wronging you? Are you going to keep me in your life? Keep trusting me with that?
No, I can choose who to trust.
Oh,
That's different.
So my trust is irredeemable at that point.
No. You just lose a little less every time.
Can you reach
less.
0? Oh, okay.
I mean, I respect that. I can appreciate
Infinite
that.
of less.
Would you say that you've kept bad people in your life because of that? Without necessarily realizing?
I've never pushed anybody out in my life. No.
Okay.
Anybody that's been in my life, it's all still in my life.
What if it was like they did treacherous actions towards you? You still wouldn't take them out of your life?
Like they shot at me and tried to kill me or something?
Talking worse.
Worse?
Mm-hmm.
Like they tried to
assault. Like
one thing that would get on my nerves and would make me really angry, and I don't get too angry.
Yeah, you don't.
If somebody ever tried to touch Kobe in an inappropriate way, I would probably.
I mean, they wouldn't be out of your life. They would be out of existence.
Out of life.
Out of their life. That's the difference there. Yeah, ain't nobody going to mess with Kobe.
Yeah, I would ask the Lord to forgive me, kill him, and then forgive him.
Lord, forgive me for what I'm about to do to this man.
I forgive you now that you're dead.
I'm going to make him meet you a whole lot quicker.
No, yeah,
all right.
It's really nothing.
Since we are so far in, I'm going to save this question for your return.
Because
a return. I think it's a breakdown. Yeah, of course you're going to return.
Okay.
There ain't no way. This has been very delightful.
Yeah. Cool. It's been great, man.
We've been vibing pretty hard. You're a natural.
Super
appreciate
Bob's is what it is.
Yeah.
You really been running this whole thing.
No, what I noticed is you chimed in so much on your own, and I wasn't sure if you would. So like that already, I was like, oh yeah, he's doing it.
That boy opened
he's doing his thing. That's what we like to see. So, first guest, everybody, round of applause for him.
Round of applause for my boy.
Do we have any closing questions? Anything that you want to talk about, or even leave a message with the audience?
No, I think I summed it up pretty good, man.
I think you did too.
Give me your phone, or you can read them. I
forgot. Are we gonna do that?
This is a test of segments we want to try out. This is kind of some idea of Patreon content we're going to do as well. Would you rather? We'll see if you guys like it. Oh, I will get it.
Oh my God!
Did it get you?
No, it didn't.
Just tell me your passcode. You know my passcode.
I do not know your passcode.
We're bros. I'll tell you my social security number.
Here.
On camera?
Don't look at him.
I mean, I control the camera, so.
I already know.
All right. These are would you rathers, guys. Okay. So we can skip through some of them, but at least get through a few of these to have fun. We'll start with you and work our way back. Right. So you answer first, Shaq. Sound good?
Yep.
Would you rather be infamous in history books or be forgotten after your death?
How many infamous people are Hitler? No, but I'm saying that are known for good things.
Good things?
I mean, they're infamous, so no.
Nobody good.
No.
Infamous.
I mean, you could say like Fred Hampton's infamous.
I mean, Hitler
he's
invented the highway.
He's a martyr, though. But also a legend.
But Hitler invented the highway, yeah. mean, that's a
All
good
right,
thing.
if it's like if I'm as infamous as Jesus, then sure.
Okay.
Infamous.
I feel like Jesus isn't.
Infamous.
What is he then?
He's famous.
He said like
Infamous, like famous for a bad reason.
Oh, I totally misread that then.
Yeah, it's not famous.
I'd rather just be forgotten at that point.
yeah.
I mean, I'm already going to be forgotten.
yeah,
so
forget me. Sorry.
That made that easier. See, I was on the same thing with you. All right. Would you rather be one of the world's leading experts in a single field or be the most well-rounded and versatile person in the world?
That's your question.
So,
Well, I mean, you can go. I mean, I was saying you.
no, I got a saying.
way, so it
Y'all
doesn't
can
matter.
go.
because I got a saying for this that I believe wholeheartedly.
Yeah. It's just for
you want me to go?
Yeah.
We could just answer
You
it.
ask me first and then him next.
So,
Well,
like,
I meant we'll do like this every question. Start with you and bring down the line.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'll end it.
Oh, so I'm going.
What's the question again? I'm so sorry.
All right. Rather be the world's leading expert in a single field or be the most well-rounded and versatile person in the world. I already know what I want.
I'll start. You want to start?
Sure.
Well-rounded.
yeah, so, the jack of all trades, master of none is oftentimes better than the master of one. I want to be a jack of
I
all
like
trades,
that you
baby.
had that. Yeah, see,
Yeah,
we all agree on that one.
Bars.
I'd rather be
Those
good at a
bars.
lot of things than just like really good at one thing.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather be? Oh, that's stronger than average or smarter than average. This one's kind of silly.
Smarter.
Yeah.
Smarter. for
Smarter.
sure.
Make me an Iron Man suit. I don't need to be strong.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Exactly.
can have all the scientific tools.
Oh, here you go. Would you rather be the richest person in the world or the smartest person in the world?
Smartest.
That's how you make the millions, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, smart wins again.
Ah,
It's the power
Look
of
at
the
him.
mind.
He's like, yeah,
So-
this made me the richest.
Let me be
Because I know if I'm the smartest in the world, I'm going to be the richest one day.
but, like, being smart means you know all the bad things going on in the world, so you either get the choice of being happy or being smart. I think I'd
That's a good
rather
point. People
be
with, like-
ignorant and dumb and rich, but then I'd be a bad person at the same time. So that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
If I could just mind my own business, be the richest person in the world, yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah, I'd
Just
probably
have fun.
want to be the smartest person where I can try to make the world a better place.
And get rich in the
Boom.
process. All right, let me take a look at these next ones here. No.
Well, you could be smart and completely unsuccessful.
Okay, so would you rather get to witness something once in your lifetime that few others will ever see, or get to witness something once in your lifetime that many others have seen?
You want me to start every time?
Let's work it on the way.
Okay. The first one.
Yeah, honestly, I don't get the
Second
lyrics
one.
of the second one.
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
missing something?
I think you're missing. I think we all missing it.
Hmm.
Are you sure you read it right? Did you write it down right?
I'll do it. These are screenshots.
So you read it again?
Yeah.
Slow for me?
All right. Would you rather get to witness something once in your lifetime that few others will ever see, or get to witness something once in your lifetime that many others have seen?
Yeah. So
The first
one.
one.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, here's an
I
alright
think
one.
I knew what they were trying to say though.
I
Or
think-
would
I think they meant like a lot.
you rather see more that many people? Yeah, it's just stupid.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, right. All right. Would you rather go through life unable to forget anything ever, or go through life unable to remember anything?
Unable
Never
to
forget. Unable to remember.
Unable to forget things.
Because it would help in places of trauma, but also like if we had fun, or not if we had fun, we're having fun. We're having fun. I couldn't remember this tomorrow. That would suck.
Yeah.
Because it's about that nostalgia that like lets life.
You
keep
couldn't
going.
have relationships if you forgot everything.
That'd be...
True. 51st dates, bro. 51st
Yep,
dates.
Exactly.
Ignorance is bliss at the same time, though.
It is.
Not
Imagine
that
what kind of
damn
life you
blissful,
live.
bro.
Imagine what kind of life you live where you're
But
just
like
reset every day, though.
Yeah.
Everything is, dude. You could watch the same freaking movie, like your favorite movie, watch it every day and be like, oh, "This is amazing."
Yeah,
This
but
is
you'd be
amazing.
such a chump too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let's bet on this game. Like, game that happened 10 years ago. Oh, I just lost $100. Darn.
But also, if you're doing that, I guess what you just get paid disability or something because you can't work.
Probably,
You can't
probably.
work.
Where do I work again? Wait, how are you going to collect your disability?
What do I do?
That's where you got
Someone
somebody.
would be taking care of you.
Yeah, but somebody would take advantage of you too.
I'd
so.
probably not want to forget anything.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay. Would you rather have a huge imagination or a photographic memory?
photographic memory.
Imagination.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You could make a lot of money on art. You could work for companies like.
Photographic memory.
I mean, I basically have
Every
photographic
day.
memory already. That's how I best remember is visually.
All right. What's the next question without reading it?
Oh, well, I don't. I have. It has to be something
Got
that
your
there's a
ass.
reason. How dare you?
Busted.
All right. Would you rather have? I already read this one all the way. Would you rather have a job that pays $70 an hour but lets you work from home, or a job that pays you $100 an hour but requires you to be physically present?
$70 an hour?
Well,
Yeah, I
he
think I'm good with
already
70,
do 100, so 100. I would hate to be working.
100, because, yeah, I'd go nuts at home.
Yeah.
No, but that's you could work anywhere.
Yeah.
Go take it to a cafe.
Yeah, but I'm going to work at home. Knowing
it
me,
depends on the job.
I'm a homebody. I'd be working at home. I'd
But
lose
think
my
about it.
mind.
In like, especially in what we do, you can do all that from home.
Yeah.
And do plenty of stuff in between. You just want to get out more when you're not working.
But I wouldn't.
That's your fault.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I'm going to go to work for $100 somewhere.
Let's see. Poopa-dabba-dabba. Okay, would you rather have people... I know the answer for you guys, but... Would you rather have people admire you for your good deeds or respect you for your power?
Respect me for my power.
Oh, bull. Good deed. Yeah. I figured. It's all good deeds are on the table. Okay. Let's see what you guys think. I think I know Brandon's answer. Would you rather have to live out the rest of your life in the wilderness or live out the rest of your life in jail?
Wilderness.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
There's too many black people in jail already. Incarceration. Come on now.
I don't want to be another statistic.
Why do you say that so black?
Would you rather have your entire lifetime of experiences converted into a movie that you can watch whenever you want to remember them, or your life turned into a book that anybody can read and be interpreted by anyone?
The first one.
Yeah.
For sure.
Everybody can watch your life play out.
The book. Have you guys ever seen Life of
Oh,
Brian by Monty Python?
Have you ever
Uh-uh.
seen Bo is Afraid?
No.
With Phoenix?
Have you seen Avatar?
Shaq.
Race? Yes. Have you seen the new one? It was
No,
pretty
sadly.
You should watch it.
Okay, it's on Disney.
You guys
It's
should
good.
watch Life of Brian by Monty Python. Old movie.
It's
Give it a...
Oh. Sorry, Race. Let's do it again. Gotcha.
Nice.
So it's kind of
like a religious movie, but it's a little bit of satire thrown in there.
Okay.
Brian is basically Jesus, and it's like,
I'm not the Messiah. I'm like, he's the Messiah. And they're following him around, and he's like,
no, I'm not. Like, leave me alone, people. I'm just a dude trying to live my life. It's a good movie.
It is.
Monty
It's,
Python is
how
a
old is it?
phenomenal. Oh, older than me.
Damn. So,
Monty, have you not seen any Monty Python movies?
What's the one? What's the main one?
Probably.
The Holy Grail?
The Holy Grail, yeah. I've seen
Holy Grail.
solid
so
movie,
good.
best movie ever.
Yeah, that's so good.
And Life of Brian is a solid one as well.
I was doing it the entire time, touching it, until that one moment.
Wish you touched me like you touched that phone.
No, you don't. Can't
It's a
handle
lot of
this heat.
Ready?
Mhm.
Alrighty.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we got going here. Oh, yeah, this one was one. Would you rather live in a world where everyone ignores you or in a world where everyone is mean to you?
Everyone ignores me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Because I wish that happened all the time
Because if
anyway.
everybody was
It already
if
happened.
everybody
Yeah,
was
if I go to the
mean
gas
to me,
station and people look at me, I get upset when
Exactly.
somebody keeps staring at me. I'm like,
you already just a mean driver. So.
The weirdest experience I've ever had in a gas station.
they already ignore me on the road.
Yeah. I was at a gas station. I was working at this kitchen ventilation cleaning company. I'm in my grease clothes, so I smell like basically a fast food restaurant's grease trap. I do not smell good. This woman comes up behind me and she goes,
All that ass.
"You smell good," and I'm just like,
Can you
"No,
not?"
I don't." And she's like,
In your armpit?
Must be me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'm just.
That's so
and then
weird.
she's like, I had my long hair at the time, and she's like, "You look like you like music." I'm like,
Do you
yeah,
not?
who doesn't?
Yeah, do you not like
that was the
music?
weirdest fucking thing I've
That's
ever
super
experienced.
weird,
You
dude.
would rather her ignore you?
Yes, yes. That was. I'm like, this is what a sexual predator is.
All right, Race, what's next? What's up with this yawn, bro?
I know I gotta drink the rest of my drink. All right. This one might be interesting.
That
Would
was
you rather live in a
contagious.
world with no disease or live in a world where there's income equality?
No disease.
Yeah, because you know how much disease happens? Dude, there's no disease. Guess what? I'm not paying insurance now. That's a bunch more money. That brings up the income, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But,
Facts.
but you still can have medical issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get shot and
But think about, like, cancer, STDs, like, you know, you're getting leprosy, Lyme's disease.
Isn't a disease something that can be transmitted? No, I guess
Not
there's
always,
genetic diseases.
Like heart failure diseases and, you know, your kidneys shutting down, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, disease.
Yeah.
You're all just choosing what I choose.
Fine, I'll
That's
go
why I made you
first.
first.
And
Fine, I'll
continue.
go first this time.
Nope. I'm gonna stick it until I
See.
get it wrong. And you gotta answer honestly.
Oh well. Oh,
All
well.
right.
Okay, here you go.
An
So
honest person.
this is kind of contradictory of itself, but would you rather give up all technology, cell phones, computers, etc., or give up all movies, television, and books?
All technology. I need movies. too.
Okay.
Yeah.
How am I going to
But
watch a
you're-
movie?
Yeah, you're already giving that up.
That's
So just would you rather move
somebody's going to act it out.
move technology? Yeah, that's a horrible.
You can go to a
question.
play.
You gonna watch?
They can
like,
act
a
out your
lit
movie.
book?
I have no idea.
That's so
Maybe you watch
weird.
them in your mind.
Yeah.
Planes, cars.
Honestly, that's kind of rad, though. All right.
Yeah,
Race,
I'd
what are you
give
doing?
up
Goddamn,
movies.
We'll do like
movie.
2 more here. All right. Would you rather have an exciting but dangerous life or a boring but meaningful life? Is it really
Boring but meaningful.
Is it boring if it's meaningful?
Yeah.
Could be.
Boring,
Uneventful.
meaningful.
Yeah, boring and meaningful.
See?
Okay.
Follow me. Let's go.
I'm pretty sure I disagreed with you on one.
No, you didn't.
I think I was the odd man out, but I might have changed it at the end.
Yeah, you changed it. So no, you didn't.
Hey, it just
Come on,
shows
Rich, give
our
me-
morals are similar.
Yeah, I disagree with you on that technology one. I'm gonna give up the
Well-
movies.
Huh?
I'm gonna give up the movies.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's kind of just contradictory because you can't.
Man, I don't watch
Okay.
movies that much.
So I would say, so this one, I'll give you context after I read it. Would you rather have no taste or be colorblind? And what I'm going to interpret that as is like you see in black and white. Or you see the way dogs see, where they have very
Well,
limited
they-
colors.
And no taste.
No taste.
Yeah, I need taste, buddy.
Honestly,
So, I'm gonna be colorblind.
I wouldn't be colorblind. I
I'm
don't
gonna
be able to
lose my
see
taste.
everything. I'm gonna lose my taste. You know why?
I could eat so healthy.
Yeah, I'm losing weight, bro. I'm not eating for enjoyment.
Yeah.
Now. I'm not eating for enjoyment.
Y'all tripping.
That's what I need in my
Nah,
life.
butter,
man.
butter me up.
Dude, that was
Give
like
me fat.
freaking
I'ma eat
5
it all
seconds
up.
I didn't touch it and it closed off. Oh, you're getting a call
I'm
too.
gonna call.
Well, we're basically done, wrapped up here. So, again, we cut out that stop probably, so don't worry about that. Good first guest. Give him an applause. Check out Crestview Wine and Spirits, baby.
Yep. Thank you to our sponsor for this episode. It's been amazing. And if you want to go ahead and click that like button, subscribe, and comment,
You won't regret the subscribe.
you will see more of this. This guy right here, he'll be back one day, hopefully.
We'll make him
For
return.
sure, for sure.
Thank you for being here, man. We really appreciate you.
And after this, we are filming a Patreon episode. We're going to drink. We're going to play a game. Come check out the Patreon. As little as $5 for support. You can come see it with us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Check us out on Patreon. It's going down right now. So this is the
Morr-isMoore
podcast. This is the Morr
There's more.
podcast. We appreciate y'all coming. Now go home.
Bye.